from the work required to mine the hard asset gold. The US dollar became a pure fiat currency. No longer tied to the scarcity of the earth, the money became tied to the whims of men who above all else desire power.
Digitally.
And within the power of the printer was bound the threat of violence to govern many nations. The people were, all of them, deceived, for another financial instrument was made. In the land of excess, in the fires of inflation, the gerontocracy forged a new kind of currency to control all others. And into this currency they poured their desire for power and their will to surveil all life. One centralized currency to rule them all. But all was not lost. People from all sides began fighting for a decentralized, permissionless money called Bitcoin. Finally, money was discovered that did not require violence to enforce. Bitcoin is money controlled by no one and available to everyone. Like your time and your energy, Bitcoin is scarce. There will only ever be 21 million, and no government, banker, or billionaire can change the rules. The war on Bitcoin is coming, and the FUD will be strong. The separation of money and state will not come easy. Arm yourself with information and fight the FUD.
Crypto steel. Maximum protection. Crypto steel. Our mission, effortless security.
I don't think the economy is actually doing well. That's the problem. It's just the illusion. It's the stock market going up. It's the real estate market going up. It makes people think the economy is doing well, but it's actually doing lousy.
Basically, quantitative easing has been a wonderful boon for the 1%. It's caused the markets to soar, but it's not helped the real economy.
Quantitative easing is a very fancy phrase for what an ordinary civilian might call money printing.
It's a euphemism, essentially, for printing money and buying up mortgage instruments, buying up treasuries.
What we're doing is lowering interest rates by buying treasury securities. And by lowering interest rates, we hope to stimulate the economy to grow faster.
Over time, it becomes habit forming. The politicians can't live without it. Eventually, it begins to degrade.
Give me some of that quantitative easing, brother.
I don't think they'll wind it back voluntarily. I think one stimulus package will lead to the next one and to more money printing.
Ben Bernanke didn't magically undo all those mistakes by creating $1 trillion and giving it to bankers. Right? Those mistakes were still made, resources had still been misallocated, and all he really did was literally paper over the problem and push it back a few years.
So the trick is to find the appropriate moment when to begin to unwind this policy. And that's what we're going to do.
Why should a bunch of people sitting around the conference room of the Federal Reserve Building in Washington, D.C. know better about the proper level of interest rates than they know about the proper level, say, of corn prices?
The truth of our world, Max, it can't be easily summed up with math. There is no simple pattern.
Guys, the truth is way more depressing. They're not even smart enough to be as evil as you're giving them credit for.
I hope they don't lose confidence in their government. I can see why there's skepticism, but it's the only government we got.
We must remember that it is foretold that the Messiah does not arrive as the Redeemer, but as the subduer of the Antichrist. And with this technological spear of destiny we have been handed by Satoshi,
the possibility of subduing the twin evils of the state legal apparatus and fiat money has appeared. darker the night, the brighter the day. The more suffocating the oppression, the more powerful the spirit of freedom. The more fearsome the enemy, the greater the hero. Satoshi is that hero, and we are all Satoshi. In the chapter of history now being written, Satoshi is the modern-day Prometheus who stole fire from the arrogant, self-proclaimed gods of the modern world and gave it back to the people.
This is Greg. He just wants Bitcoin. No apps, no selfies, no weird verifications, no proving he's not a toaster, just Bitcoin. Fast. This is Maya. She gets paid in cash, she doesn't use banks, she wants crypto. Straightforward. This is Tom. He travels. He's used Bitamat in Poland, Spain, Chile. It just works. Wherever he is. Different people, different lives. One thing in common? Bitamat, a miracle machine, turns cash into Bitcoin, Bitcoin into cash. No accounts, no logins. Many are available 24/7. Zero fees? Often. Extra Bitcoin? Sometimes. In many countries, you can still use it anonymously. Up to 1,000 euros, 15 times a day. Yes, really. Secure. Built by us. Hardware, software, everything is ours. Just real machines, made by real people. Trusted by rebels, approved by Satoshi. Bitamat.
The policy of my administration, United States of America, to keep 100% of all the Bitcoin the U.S. government currently holds or acquires into the future.
You'll earn Bitcoin that right now is like reasonable rates, but over time, if you're saving that Bitcoin, it creates a sort of funding pool for yourself as well, because it just will continue to do what it's always done.
And you look at, you work a 9-to-5 job, you work hard, and then, someone takes out as much as they can from that.
An advantage in this region as well, as we do still see the value in the standard free market approach in the capitalism, whereas I would say countries in the West, they didn't have to go through something like this after World War II.
To finance your creative dreams from work that otherwise, if you had done that work and earned fiat, your fiat would have evaporated away on the same timeline.
Bitcoin holding above the $100,000 level.
Okay. People that use fiat currency as a store of value, there's a name for them. We call them poor.
For me, it's all about just making the next generation. Bitcoin is just like the normal way of transacting, and they would look at you in an odd way if you didn't accept Bitcoin.
These miners will never be turned off. This is the hash rate of last resort in a fully off-grid setup.
If we think about how this develops, you don't need to re-interact with the fiat system.
With a circular economy where people in their community are supporting each other, we can go back to helping small businesses. We can go back to that true value for value. And I think that that's what Bitcoin allows us to do.
It's like freedom money.
Satoshi, it is time you wake up and turn on the engine. no shitcoin, here us a third eye. I ain't smoking no crack pipe. Bitcoin shines like a mag light. Fiat blind in the headlights. Futuristic or supersonic. We look to the bionic. We got nothing cold. We don't roll if it's singular.
I was born and grew up in northern part of the Uyghur region. We call it East Turkestan.
East Turkestan, my beautiful country.
Hatta Qogduluş, Qarag'ı kirgizilgan güzel bo'lgan 12 muqamimiz var.
1,000 years ago, we accept Islam peacefully.
We are very artistic. We love poetry. Uyg'urlarni aşağıda yo'q qilish uchun har xil tahdidlarni, qirg'inchiliklarni olib beryapti. Ta hozir qadar bu qirg'inchilik to'xtab qolgani yo'q. I was one of the coldest days in winter, 5th of February. I believe it was like a -15 or -20, and there was snow. I was at home, then we heard the gunshots. And then from that night, the raid started.
But I'm still super excited to be here to show you guys. You can hear the music, Arabic style, very cute, I have to say. And this is a place where definitely you need to come to purchase some of the products you want to take home or share.
Completely remove their identity.
Genocide, it's very deep, even our language and culture.
High-tech surveillance system, AI, facial recognition cameras, voice recognition cameras, integrated joint operation platform, 1,800 keywords that can be flagged.
Or forced to change their identity. It's no way.
To capture your voice within 300 meters.
Monitoring them 24/7.
Break their lineage, break their roots, break their connections.
Humans' power more than government's power. What role you play is up to you. So that's why we still talking how affect not only Uyghurs, the world actually.
If, for example, you work or live in a country where the telephone system is owned and operated by the government is already in a different position to intrude on people's private communications than they are in this country. I can't do anything about that. I'd prefer to stick with what we're trying to do in this country.
To say that it's not our problem what happens in other countries, I disagree with. The things that I want to do about it are to deploy technologies that reduce the power, a distorted power relationship between those governments and those people.
Demolish all, not only physically East Turkestan, also our culture, our language.
Human language is one of these things that provides us with this capacity to create new ideas. For me, that is its sort of fundamental power.
But then there's another reason for language, and that is to express identity. Language tells people who we are, where we're from, which community we belong to, which community we don't belong to.
Whether it be Bitcoin or the internet or AI, these are all tools meant to expand our capabilities and our utility, and in some cases, our language.
But there's a common misconception that encryption solves the privacy problem. So this kind of information about who is talking to whom, this can be just as important as the message you sent. If I'm known to be sending you messages, maybe, you're a suspected Uyghur activist or something, then I can get in trouble.
So the world we live in is sacramental. And we're not doing holy smoke, we're doing 010101.
I used to be a lot more hopeful about the internet. I now worry more. I don't like this sort of dystopian direction that things have gone in, because I think it puts us in these bubbles and turns us against each other and makes us hate each other. And it tears apart societies. Well, I used to be a lot more optimistic.
I took this orange pill, looking through an orange lens, tripping down a rabbit hole. Now I think I'm born again. Minds changed, my time frame measured in blocks. And as his heartbeat, the time chain, the ticks and the talks. Through the monetary history, Satoshi won a victory. Only thing remaining is that timing is the mystery. And as I opt out of this fake fiat misery, I look within and I reflect.
Ask yourself, where is mine? 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 With your feet on the air, head on try this trick and spin it, yeah. And your head will collapse 'cause there's nothing, and you ask yourself, where is mine?
And now if we're suggesting that a form of property has entered the picture that is so, different from any previous form of property, such that it doesn't require any of those things that literally became predicates for civilization, well, what kind of civilization, what kind of impact on civilization does that have? And that's what we're trying to figure out.
Ask yourself, where is mine? 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 Where is mine?
When you get into Bitcoin, you have to be prepared for billionaire status or homelessness. Like you'll be sleeping on a beach, but you don't know in a mansion or in a sleeping bag. That's just the journey, baby. And you don't know how your reputation is going to be upheld, whether you're going to be seen as a visionary genius.
Boost crypto safety. Solid metal device. Back up your assets. Easy storage, hard security. Crypto Steel. Learn about backups.
There are 17 million veterans in the United States. There's almost 200,000 more being added every year. And they all need Bitcoin.
I'm excited for a billion reasons. When that light comes on, just getting started, man.
We are at the turning point of a legitimate second renaissance, and nobody knows.
control dollars and this perverse incentives. I thought I was a winner, but that's just how VR presents it. Found a new way, achieving consensus, add a new layer, a different dimension. Time and energy to look at the past, so we can establish the present.
Yeah, I can help you.
We, as in you and me, just made our first crypto fortune.
We got involved with the wrong guy, I guess. Some hacker.
But if you ever have a problem, I'm your angel.
You have no idea what's coming next.
So on December 7th, you made a call to 911 stating that someone was murdered.
I'm more concerned of all this betrayal that's happening to me.
Those stupid coins! It's not even real money! Hasn't the crypto markets gone south, like, completely?
He's no good. He's dangerous.
During the winter season, the average normie hibernates, and Bitcoin is essentially non-existent. But there remains a dedicated class we call the humble sat stacker.
Stay humble and we'll stack them sets. We'll stack them sets. Turn up the pressure and we'll turn up the hash. Turn up. Stay humble and we'll stack them sets. We'll stack them sets. Turn up the pressure and we'll turn up the hash. Turn up. Bitch me humble.
Imagine a world where accepting payments feels as simple as turning on the lights. A place without barriers, without waiting, and without anyone standing between your business and the customers you value. Where transactions happen instantly, connecting people and businesses across borders, across oceans, and into the future. Flash, the easiest way to accept payments in Bitcoin.
What is home? Is it the place you were born? Is it the place where you grew up? Or is it the place where you live right now? Some of us travel from distant lands in search of a new home. Perhaps home is not a place, but simply an irrevocable condition. Maybe home is not something we find, but something we create through our connections, our experiences, and the stories we tell.
What's that high note again? Okay, ready? 1, 2, go.
Yes, I got my ticket.
Geraldine,
I'm here.
are you okay?
We decided that it's best for you to join us virtually.
What?
With Mom and Dad being at the highest risk, everyone thinks this
Well,
is
you
best.
asked me to get tested, and I did. I'm good.
Andre said he could put you on the big screen. It'll be like you're in the room with us. I know it's not the same, but this is the best for everyone. I gotta go pick up the kids. I'll send you a link when I get back home. I'm sorry.
Biden administration declaring monkeypox a public health emergency. This move will free up additional resources.
Gatherings are now limited to your household, but only if everyone over 12 is vaccinated.
If someone in your family isn't vaccinated, should you ask them not to show up?
Yes, I would do that.
For a new coronavirus variant that's
The deadly bird flu outbreak.
for what is known as Disease X.
Fears.
You can stay unvaccinated if you want, but you're not going to be able to travel to
say they're hesitant to attend gatherings with other unvaccinated family members.
Something that he said, all the voices in your head, singing Gloria.
Won't you shut up or somebody kicks your little ass? Turn that little radio off and take it.
Bro, you're in your car, man. People going crazy.
Attention shoppers. In compliance with CDC guidelines, please keep your mouth and nose covered at all times while maintaining social distancing. Thank you for shopping at Free Market.
Okay, that's $19.84.
I've had enough. You don't get that privilege.
I quit. Right here, right now.
Gloria, don't you think you're falling?
Gloria.
Welcome to the great awakening. Come on, breathe it in. It's the moment we've been praying for, like trees, roots woven underground, growing so strong. No storm will ever break us down. Our seeds turn to treasure, creating life forever. We were born for this moment, standing strong together. We're standing anywhere. We remember who we are. Life is infinite, moving without end. When it's dark, we trust. Love always wins.
My friends and neighbors, this is not going to end. This will never end until we end it. How long are we going to live in fear? How long will we live in fear?
They lied to us.
They've lied to every last one of us.
It's not like you weren't warned. And they called me crazy. Cheers.
Cheers. Who's gonna take the mask off?
I'll do it. Shh. No, Mom. It's okay. Yeah, Mom. It's okay. It's okay.
We can do this?
Of course we can do this.
Do it then.
You go first.
That's what I'm talking about. Take off your mask. Breathe in the fresh air. Yeah! Take off the mask, people. Come on. Let's take back our lives. That's right.
Yes!
Come on, take it off. Come on, y'all. Let's stand up. And the new sheriff in town.
Attention shoppers. In compliance with CDC guidelines.
Trying to divide us, brought us closer together. People that normally never, just trying to make the world better. Doctors, ball players, scientists, actors, rabbis, preachers, deacons, pastors. Singers and rappers overcoming all their differences. The freedom to live your life regardless what your religion is. Masked up the children, shut down your businesses. Socially distancing didn't stop any sickness. Start listening to each other. Witness what you discover. We all sisters and brothers. You do not get another life to live, so embrace it, don't waste it. Every single struggle that they try to throw at us, we overcame it. Freedom, we had to take it. Matrix, we had to break it. Not the great reset, no, this is the great awakening. Holding on to your sanity, won't divide up the family. Muslim, Jew, Christianity, let's get back to humanity.
United we stand, but divided we fall. Evil won't stand a chance. We all know that God's in control. All the people of the world joining head in hand. 'Cause all of the tyranny brought us back together again. So united we stand.
We've always been free, love each other even if we disagree. It's all inside, shine the light and sing, let the freedom ring. Now we know we've always been free, love each other even if we disagree. It's all inside, shine the light and sing, let the freedom ring.
Ya lo pasado, pasado, no me interesa. Si antes sufrí y lloré, todo quedó en el ayer, ya olvidé. Pido un aplauso para el amor que a mí ha llegado. Mil gracias por tanto y tanto amor. Ya todo olvidado, ya todo el pasado, ya le dije adiós. Welcome to the great awakening. Come on, breathe it in.
Breathe it in.
It's a moment we've been praying for, like trees, roots woven underground, growing so strong. No storm will ever break us down. Our seeds turn to treasure, creating life forever. We were born for this moment, standing strong together, standing any weather. We remember who we are. Life
life is infinite, blooming without end. When it's God we trust, love always wins. Yeah. We are divine. We are infinite. And in the end, love wins. We are divine. We are infinite. Breathing in. Love wins. Love
To those who can hear me, I say, do not despair. The misery that is now upon us is but the passing of greed. In this world there's room for everyone, and the good earth is rich and can provide for everyone. But we have lost the way. Machinery that gives abundance has left us in want. The very nature of these inventions cries out for universal brotherhood, for the unity of us all. More than machinery, we need humanity. Liberty will never perish. The hate of men will pass, and the power they took from the people will return to the people. Don't give yourselves to men who despise you, enslave you, tell you what to do, what to think, or what to feel. You have the love of humanity in your hearts. You don't hate, only the unloved hate, the unloved and the unnatural. Don't give yourselves to these unnatural men with machine minds and machine hearts. You, the people, have the power to make this life free and beautiful, to make this life a wonderful adventure. Let us use that power. Let us all unite.
Hi, I'm Mickey Willis. I hope you enjoyed Plandemic the Musical as much as we enjoyed creating it.
And action.
We felt it was time to counter all the depressing and divisive messaging with the healing powers of laughter and music. It is also our way of declaring that this is the moment for us to take back our creative arts, which have been hijacked by traitors and tyrants. Hopefully, you were so involved in the story that you didn't realize that the entire movie has been gamified. In the world of film production, there's a secret game that's played by insiders. Only avid fans are privy to what is known as movie Easter eggs. Planted by cast and crew, items are placed within range of the camera, yet imperceptible to the viewers who are focused on the plot of the story. Plandemic the Musical has taken this tradition to the next level. Hidden throughout the movie are numerous Easter eggs in the form of active QR codes, famous quotes, sacred symbols, sponsor logos, as well as numerous random treasures. To incentivize play, we've upped the stakes by offering valuable prizes to 30 winners who find the most Easter eggs. For official rules, restrictions, and instructions on how to play, go to plandemic.com. That is also the site where you can see all 4 episodes of the Plandemic documentary series. Thanks to our donors, the entire collection is absolutely free of charge. We currently have numerous new movies in production, all of which are in service to elevating truth, faith, family, and freedom. If you'd like to contribute to our work, please consider donating to our tax-deductible production fund. Just click the button on the top of our site and make a secure donation. Another way you can help is to download and share Plandemic the Musical far and wide. Thank you for caring and sharing. We are just getting warmed up. Stay tuned for more.
Rise up from the ashes, rise up from the flames. See through the lies that feed the fires that we create. Come out from the shadows, come out in plain sight. Nothing to lose, it's time to move into the light. Together, united, deny it or fight it, no more hiding anymore. Our story, rewrite it or lose it, we can't keep quiet anymore. 'Cause together we will rise up, together we will rise up, together we will rise. Can't wait any longer, it's our time, yeah, 'cause it's our time. Together we will rise up, together we will rise up, together we will rise. Can't wait any longer, it's our time, yeah, 'cause it's our time.
Hey everybody, my name is Kiki and we are here to welcome you to the Bitcoin Film Festival in Warsaw, Poland.
Hi everybody, I'm Sina and I just arrived at the event and I'm looking forward to connect with people. The weather is not perfect, but everybody wants to talk about this great invention.
We're here at the opening party at Seno Centrum and we're here to celebrate Bitcoin Pizza Day. Do you know about Bitcoin Pizza Day?
I know about Pizza Day.
Yeah, I think we all do. So the whole entire story here is back in 2010, there was a man by the name of Oslo who had this thing called Bitcoin and wanted to try using it as money. So he posted on a forum saying, I will pay somebody 10,000 Bitcoin to bring me 2 pizzas. 10,000 Bitcoin today is worth over $1 billion? Yeah, but it worked out. He got his pizzas and here we are today celebrating him. I mean, someone had to start the movement of using Bitcoin as money, right?
Someone has to start and someone has to start running this thing.
Exactly. So we're here today, we're eating pizza, we're drinking some beer, getting to know each other. This is just the first in many activities that are going to come over this weekend. We've got a ton of films, a ton of screenings, some Bitcoin ads, which I think is going to be really awesome, some art. There's people from all over the world here. I'm really excited to be sharing this with you all and to get into the spirit of Bitcoin and filmmaking and art and culture.
Yeah, let's see how this plays out. I'm looking forward for the music and how the message is packaged into artistic performances.
Absolutely. So thank you for joining us. We're really excited to be here and I hope you will come with us and enjoy with us as well. Yay!
Additional target Bravo engaging from Quadrant Lima 6.
Violent copies.
Once there were blue skies with white clouds high above. Once they were part of an everlasting love.
Let's see it.
I went home with the waitress, the way I always do. How was I to know she was with the Russians too?
I'm really excited that in this lifetime we're witnessing this shift where we are basically pulling the rug from below the feet of this class of people that are abusing others.
Ya encontramos nuestra misión.
If you look at the Buddhist wheel of life, it's basically saying these are the root causes of the human condition.
Richard has like the prophecy of the hummingbirds.
The project started at a local organic farmers market that was founded by Kena Aguilar and her mother Estela.
It's all crazy to see how we each have a job in this ecosystem.
The hummingbird people, and that Uvita is the land from which the hummingbird people will emerge and heal the fracture of the world.
This comes out of the Amazon way back thousands and thousands of years ago. Nobody has any idea when this prophecy started.
Mayan ruins have been discovered throughout this entire area.
And it basically says that back in the midst of history, human societies decided to go on two different paths.
The eagle can represent the mind.
It's an energy that discovers, invents, makes things.
Que usted pueda escuchar de una persona que quiere venir a desarrollar esa y lo que ven es un símbolo de dólares.
It was prophesied that during what is known as the 8th Pachacuti, which would begin in the 1490s, the eagle peoples would become so powerful that they would practically drive the condor people into extinction.
Me han ofrecido mucho dinero. Bueno, tuve 10 tentativas de homicidio.
The condor is the path of the heart.
It's more mellow, softer energy.
Costa Rica is a very interesting magnet of a place.
At the current state of consciousness of humans, they are not ready for just giving to each other. We need to heal humans first.
Nosotros empezamos con una lucha social durante el COVID.
Our parents' generation were told if you do this, you do that, then you get the kids, you'll get the house. Turns out that was a bunch of shit. That's a load of lies.
We've had to go through these hundreds of years of ascendancy.
To heal humans, we need to connect them to the sense of fairness and accountability, transparency, and to show them this is real. Accountability, transparency, and fairness is real, and Bitcoin represents, anchors that.
Out of this change is birthed a completely new type of being.
Bananas, ooh na na. Let's put some tariffs on bananas, ooh na na. They should be grown in East Atlanta, na na na. Or maybe even Alabama. Take jobs back from Havana. Bananas, ooh na na. Havana is killing us on trade, I fear. Now that seems over. Look, they have jobs we no longer have here. And now we sell iPhones. Why can't we grow bananas ourselves? They taste worse than Costco. Don't be so stubborn, try one yourself. They need more water. Just grab and peel it like ooh. The texture is intriguing. Internally I'm bleeding. Got me feeling like ooh. We're gonna make a killing. I have to go. Oh na 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 na. Bananas, ooh na na. We'll put some tariffs on bananas, ooh na na. They'll soon be grown in East Atlanta, na na na. Does he ever talk? Or maybe even in Savannah. We're brilliant central planners. Bananas, ooh na na. Jeffrey just graduated fresh on campus, man. Fresh out East Atlanta with no manners, man. Pump, 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 pump. You'd have to pump in heat and water, dude. You need it hot, hot, hotter than Demi Lovato spoon. Too soon. Trading on me. Shorty trading on me. Get you trading on me. Put that bacon on me. Put that maple on me. It's a cone on me. But that trade deficit, I can't apply. We got a trade deficit with Santa Claus. Free trades like a magic wand. Turns what you make best into what you want. Bananas, ooh na na. We've gone absolutely bananas, ooh na na. So listen to these central planners, na na na. Tell us how we should grow bananas, how we should trade bananas. Horns! Woo!
My grandparents, they could own a house and a summer house, have a car, 3 kids, and save money for the future on one income.
I don't know if I'm ever going to be able to afford a house. I don't know how I'm going to be able to put food on the table for my family because of the rising costs.
Inflation equals Great Depression or like great anxiety.
I don't believe inflation is going to stop.
Breakfast, lunch, and dinner, that's a treat. But the next day, it's just breakfast.
Remember when you went out with only 5 pesos in your wallet?
Now, 1,000 pesos wouldn't buy 2 cartons of yogurt.
You end up begging for the government to provide you assistance.
It's so hard to find food, even if you have the money.
Inflation, it is like a fight in a war.
Hyperinflation is the cause of all of the major totalitarian regime development historically.
Out of the 237 fiat currencies, there has never been a single one that didn't die an early death in hyperinflation.
Civilizations have experienced this throughout time. It happens over and over again.
We are likely to have hyperinflation.
It's just a matter of when is it coming.
The only reason why things get more expensive is because money is being printed.
Where does it come from? Do you just print it?
We print it digitally. As a central bank, we have the ability to create money.
And then government spends that money.
Why would anybody do that? To give government the economic power to enforce what they believe is right, which seems to be infinite wars.
We as a species devote enormous amounts of money to funding warfare.
You could not produce what the U.S. military-industrial complex produces if you didn't have the ability to print money.
To me, that's a horrific and disgusting aberration of human behavior, and I believe we can actually stop that from happening with Bitcoin.
People do not understand how profound this technology is by separating state and money.
Without the success of Bitcoin, financing war will continue, posing an existential threat to the entire species. The stakes are that high. I fear for my life, the lives of my loved ones, and the future of our species.
Satans jävla helvete! Hon har dött! Vår älskade Henrietta har dött! Så jävla orättvist!
Så du vill inte gråta, har jag hört.
Nej.
Det värsta i allt det här är din känsla för vad som är passande när ett helt land precis har drabbats av en svår förlust.
Svårt att gissa.
Inte ens hemma visade du några tecken på nedstämdhet. När din mamma gråtande kom ut ur sitt rum i hopp om att få dela sin sorg, så viftade du undan henne och frågade varför hon inte tog en Albyl. Man saknar ord. Vem har inte rörts av hennes starka kvinnoporträtt? Känt hennes ilska över världens orättvisor. Hänförts av henne i Venedigs månsken. Den där filmen om en ensam gondoljär.
Tyvärr. Men jag önskar dig lycka till med jobbsökandet framöver. Du hittar ut själv. Vilken stackare. Så utmärkta kvalifikationer. Och så kan han inte gråta.
Hon fick oss att rysa i zombievärldens skräck. Vi satt som på nålar när hon programledde människotetris. Och hur många plånböcker nådde hon inte? När hon charmade tv-tittarna i vår succéreklam för Dolly Choco Dream.
Många.
Vet du att det värmer mitt hjärta när jag ser dina arbetskamraters inlägg på MyFace. De djupa kondolianserna, bilderna. Jockums dikt. Har du ens läst den? Det här företaget skulle inte vara en del av den positiva samhällsutvecklingen om vi inte förväntade oss av våra anställda att visa prov på den progressivitet som är själva pudelns kärna i ett tolerant samhälle. Det har redan börjat spridas oro bland dina arbetskamrater. Många pratar om att sluta. De säger att de inte vill vistas under samma tak som du. Och det är ju bara en tidsfråga innan våra konkurrenter får reda på det här. Och vad tror du kommer att hända då? Vad är det för en reklambyrå, kommer man att säga, som har sådana känslokalla bästar anställda hos sig? Du kommer att tillbringa eftermiddagen i arkivet tillsammans med Jockum. Så snart tårarna är fällda så meddelar han mig och så kommer HR-chefen och jag dit och kontrollerar faktum. Det funnits en hotfull underton som tycker jag.
Hoho! Martin? Ja, här borta ska vi vara. Wow! Vilken näsduk. A working 9 to 5, what a way to make a living. You would think that I would deserve a fat promotion.
Men det där är mitt ritbord.
Ja, det är... Nej.
Bruno-kampanjen.
Duracell-kaninen. Ta det piano, Martin. Ja, men det här ska nog gå bra. Vi har ju ända till 4:30 på oss. Den firade skådespelerskan Henrietta Lagerqvist är förd till sjukhus efter en våldsam bilolycka. Hennes vän David Masselmoff skriver om olyckan på MyFace. Bilen var totalt krossad, men inte lika krossad som mitt hjärta. Jag såg henne en gång inne i Turegallerian. Hon gick och pratade i sin mobil. Så jag smög närmare för att få höra några ord från hennes mun. Det skulle nästan vara som att jag själv talade med henne. Och då sa hon: köp en flaska Chateau Musard och pilgrimsmusslor. Som en blomma som går i knopp gav du mig allt. Framför allt hopp. När du levde gav du mig glöd. Du gör detta än, Henrietta, även fast du är död. Henry Myffert berättar om sin sorg i den norska talkshowen Ikväll med Sverre Nilsson. Saknaden är enorm. Samtidigt blandas mina sorgetårar med glädjetårar. Glädje över att hon inte bara var min kollega utan också min vän och kamrat. Vet du vad? Du kan skita i byrån. Du kan skita i Henrietta Lagerqvist. Du kan till och med skita i värdegrunden. Men tänk på dig själv, Martin. Om du bryr dig om din egen framtid så får du fan i mig se till att fälla några tårar innan 4:30. Sa jag att det lät som poesi, Martin? Hennes virtuosa inköpslista. Den goda smaken, champagne, räkor. Jag smyger fram. Det är räkor, det är champagne, det är pilgrimsmust. Nej. Martin, förlåt. Jag fixar det här. Jag fixar det här. Turegallerian. Mina glasögon. Mina glasögon. Jag förstår inte vad du har gjort. Jag kan lika gärna gå och hänga mig. Förut en gång så fanns det en person som tyckte att jag var irriterande av någon anledning. Mina specialslipade bågar gick sönder den gången också. Vet du hur länge jag fick spara innan jag hade råd att köpa nya? Under tiden så irrade jag omkring. Jag kunde till och med hamna i fel stad. Jag försökte låsa upp fel dörrar i fel hus i tron att jag var hemma. Jag var i okända trakter när jag stötte på en hamnarbetare. Snälla, kan inte du ge mig ett smidigt rep? Jag måste hänga mig.
Jo då, har lite fyrstaget tågvirke som borde göra susen. Där borta är en alldeles utmärkt skog. Där hänger sig de flesta.
Efter lite om och men så kom jag fram till vad som verkade vara en förträfflig skog. Väjde för grå och gröna klippor som låg i vägen. Till slut kom jag fram till det perfekta trädet. Jag skulle precis ta språnget när jag hör skallande skratt komma ur den omgivande skogen. Omringad av tjoande, dansande, skrattande människor. Hamnarbetaren, han hade lurat in mig i ett campingläger. Och trädet som jag fäste snaran i, det var lägrets midsommarstånd. Vem vet hur länge jag måste spara den här gången innan jag har råd att se igen. Den utlovade löneförhöjningen verkar aldrig bli av. Trots att jag är månadens kamrat och allting.
Vad är det för en reklambyrå, kommer man att säga, som har såna känslokalla västar anställda hos sig?
Ja, det fanns en hotfull underton och sånt, tycker jag.
Tyvärr. Men jag önskar dig lycka till med jobbsökandet framöver. Du hittar ut själv.
Även den hårdaste.
Vilken sorg.
Bättre än jag förväntade mig. Vad duktig han är.
Martin, titta in i kameran. Titta in i kameran. Titta in i kameran.
Starkt. Starkt. Kommer du inte med sig?
Absolut.
Ja, Martin, titta in i kameran.
Hey, it's Kiki. We are back at Bitcoin Pizza Day. This is the opening party for the Bitcoin Film Festival, and we are here with...
Tomek, hello guys.
Hi, Tomek. We are so excited to be here. Tomek, tell us a little bit about the festival, how it started, and what we're looking forward to this year.
Thank you, everyone who is watching this. We are in Warsaw. Bitcoin Pizza Day is a day zero of our film festival, the third Bitcoin Film Festival, the best cultural event in Bitcoin space, right here in Warsaw, in the center of Warsaw. And well, everything goes fine but the weather. Next year we'll do it in June, so it should be better. And so far, we're having fun, eating pizza. How do you enjoy it so far, Kiki? This is your first time in Warsaw?
This is my first time in Warsaw, yes. I'm super excited to be here. The vibe is already really high. The signal is great. The people are awesome. And I'm excited to see some of these films, to be honest with you.
I haven't even heard about All Time High today. Everybody is just movies, music, drinks. Nobody's talking about price. And I like this vibe. And yeah, now we have an ethno-electronic musician, the designer of Golden Rabbits, by the way. He's the one who designed the statues for the best movie. in our festival, and he's playing some ethno-electronic music with a saxophone. We have also DJs. We have a group of DJ 2140 collective from UK playing hip-hop concert later, and then we have a Mad Monkey DJ set. Every day actually is like this. At the evening we have nice chill, a bit of party. Tomorrow we start with workshops, then we have cinema, we have voting for best awards, we have voting for pitch stage, we have voting for audience choice of Golden Rabbits. There's like lots of formats of this event. It's watching movies, but really enhanced.
Yeah, it's very dynamic. It seems like there is something for everyone, kind of. Thank you for the microphone. I want to ask you, what are you most excited about this weekend?
Honestly, this is all like an integral thing for us. And even the agenda is kind of spread out. Everything is, every day there is something interesting. So there is no like one particular thing that I wait for, but this whole experience, I just love to make it happen and meet people like you guys and talk to some announce on Nostr. Yeah, this is all like one big thing. I don't even recognize when is the night. We just have one big great time space for networking and cultural experience on Bitcoin.
Why do you think it's important for Bitcoiners to come to events like this and to have the cultural experiences in Bitcoin as opposed to, you know, maybe stacking Bitcoin, holding it at home and not getting out there and meeting people? Why are these sorts of events important?
I don't know if they're particularly important. They're important for me, for people who come here. And I sometimes we might feel maybe done with developer conferences or everything and nothing big events. Everybody has its own vibe, and this vibe here is chill with music, with good food, with cozy space. There is not like many booths. Everybody can meet everyone. So whoever enjoys this vibe, this is his place, and I love every different formats of the event. This is the cultural one.
Love it. Thank you so much for speaking with me. Why don't we check in at the end of the event and see how you're doing then?
And now let's go back to the studio.
Of the Bitcoin Film Festival, and I am here with Amazing, great to have you. Now tell me, have you been to this event before?
Yes, actually I was at the very first one also, working as a team member when this was just a small idea before it was turned into the big festival that it is right now.
Okay, so you've seen it grow from the beginning to what it is now.
Yes, basically at the very beginning this was just a satellite event to the other conference we were doing, but actually it was such a success that we turned it into the whole festival right now. The second edition was already quite big because it was connected with the European Halving Party, but this one is just pure Bitcoin Film Fest right now, and I think it's growing in a great way.
Okay, amazing. I'd love to hear that. So tell me a little bit about like what brought you here in the first place. Was it for the film? Was it for Bitcoin?
At the very beginning, I would say that for me it was to getting more involved into some communities. I was already kind of Bitcoiner when I was just starting all of that. But then I decided to actually start and working more a little bit. There was the opportunity to come for Bitcoin Film Fest to work as a staff member here. So I just decided to go, and I stayed till now. So I'm definitely saying it's worth it.
Okay, awesome. And what are you most looking forward to this year?
To this year, bringing the people who are and meeting with the people that came here already for the 2 previous editions.
Yeah.
When we have this hardcore lovers of the Bitcoin cinema movement, those people who are coming here to network, to have fun, because they love this kind of events. When you have the cultural aspect of the Bitcoin, but not only that. Also, we are talking about things like usually people are talking on the conferences, but right now it's more connected to the culture side than just the technicalities.
Okay, that's a great question. What do you think, like in this space, there is a lot of technical content, but there is more and more cultural content that's coming up. So tell me, do you think that this is an important aspect that people should focus on? And one step further, do you think that like for somebody who might be technical or someone who might even just be not knowing that much about Bitcoin, maybe a little bit nervous, is coming to an event like this going to be, you know, worth their while in terms of time, travel, maybe the expenses? Tell me a little bit about why Bitcoin cultural events are so important and what they bring to the space.
I think that the best case for that is answering in which stage of the Bitcoin adoption we are right now. Because if the Bitcoin adoption would start with the, let's say, cultural aspect in the marketing movement, it wouldn't success at all because we wouldn't have any technical support or the whole technology behind it. At the very beginning, it needed to be a technological movement made out of geeks and so on. But the more the community wants to grow, the more it needs to be popularized. So once we have the very strong technical aspects, then we are going more for the cultural aspects. If we want to promote more, getting to the, let's say, average person on the streets to understand what is Bitcoin, we can't do it with the, just the technology. They will be brought here by the cultural aspect, and later on they will just understand and learn how the technology works, and they will see the amount of value in it.
Okay, amazing. Thank you so much for the in-depth responses as well. I appreciate your time and your perspective. Right now, we have Roger 9000 on the stage. So we're going to go check Roger 9000 out and we'll be right back.
Yes, we need to go for a
rappers better put the kettle on again, say it's a new deal. And took the nerves right off of them, so I guess they shouldn't feel.
Amundo is the tiniest cinema in Poland. I'll show you around in a bit. It is absolutely stunning and very eclectic, very cool. We are here with a bunch of Bitcoiners having coffee, having breakfast, getting started for our first day of workshops and cinema. There's going to be some workshops this morning on Bitcoin, on Nostr, on privacy, and on freedom. And I'm excited to dive in. Come with me as I show you around.
Da 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 da.
Amundo. There are workshops going on for film, for Bitcoin, and I'm here with my good friend Roger 9000. How are you, Roger?
I'm great.
Great.
Yes, yes.
Lovely to have you.
This is awesome.
Is this your first time?
This is my second time.
Okay.
Awesome. And the first time was such a blast. You know, I mean, every time I think Bitcoin is, every time an event around Bitcoin culture happens, I think it just improves and creates, and it's just sucking up all the time. It's amazing.
Yeah, there's definitely a great vibe. And speaking of that, Roger played last night at the pizza party. I thought it was awesome. I thought it was a great time. Did you enjoy yourself?
It was fun.
Yeah.
It was raining.
It was raining.
Which can sometimes add.
Yeah.
It was a little wet.
Yeah, it was a little wet, but we got through it. We had a great time. You played amazingly.
It was fun.
Yes, it was super fun. Are you going to be performing again in the next couple of days? Maybe. Sneak peek.
So maybe even tonight. But I think I'm speaking first.
Cool.
Speaking on message.
Well, tell us a little bit about that.
Oh, so Bitcoin culture. I actually didn't know I was going to speak until today. I love the idea of speaking about Bitcoin culture. So for me, I think, you know, I mean, Bitcoin is, it's a weird thing, you know, an expression. It makes perfect sense. Bitcoin is possible.
Awesome. And what time are you speaking?
It's 7.
7.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll see Roger on stage at 7 talking about Bitcoin and culture. I'm going to let you go. I know there's a lot going on this morning and today. Thank you for the time. We'll probably check back in maybe tomorrow or the next day. Yeah? Sounds good. Awesome. Hey everybody, it's Kiki. We are at Kinoteka, the Palace of Culture here in Warsaw, Poland. We're just getting set up as everyone moves from Amundo, finishing up all of the workshops, over to the cinema to check out some of the screenings that are going on. We're still getting set up, but I'm going to give you a little sneak peek, so come on inside. Studio for this weekend. This is where we're going to be filming a lot more interviews, asking some of the hard-hitting questions, and just having a good time at the Bitcoin Film Fest. Thanks for following along. Hey everybody, welcome. I am Kiki and we are here with Miss Jenna. And what are you doing here today?
So I'm here pitching my film, Network Effect, Work Exciting. And yeah, I'm very excited. It's going to be in shortly. So yeah.
So I just got a sneak preview of what this is all about, of the pitch, and I'm personally really excited. This is a topic that resonates with me, but I want to speak to Jenna a little bit about how she got into filmmaking, how she got into Bitcoin, and yeah, what we're doing here ultimately. So maybe we can start off with your background. I know you mentioned to me earlier that you are a cinematographer, correct?
Yeah. So I used to work in Python actually.
Oh wow!
Like previously, and then about 5 years ago I switched to and I was working in Barcelona with a production company that was specialised in social docs, really sort of character-driven, which means is that you're telling the story from, you're letting the characters tell the story rather than a narrator or like just me going in and saying what I see. So I really got into that style of filming, and that's why I'm here, because my project basically is a series of shorts that goes around the world, focusing on communities who've discovered Bitcoin and they're using it to try and navigate their own way through life and improve their situation in a world in which people are struggling from different across the world, all experiencing similar problems but to different degrees, and it seems that in areas where it's the most extreme, adopted Bitcoin in a strong way. And so I think it's really interesting to go into those communities and show that to the world.
Totally. Okay. Wow, there's a lot to get into there. I want to start with though. So you went from biotech into documentary filmmaking.
Yeah.
What was there like a specific spark?
Yeah, there was actually. I mean, so I studied neuroscience. I guess my curiosity there was about human behavior, and that's something that still is the main curiosity for me filmmaking. But I was working a little bit in science journalism and investigational type work, and I just love that human connection building, and I just found that so interesting, the possibility around that, and yeah, that's what I really try to do in documentaries, the opportunity to just like go into a different world, and kind of, when you're interviewing someone, it's like there's so much psychology in it because everyone's like a jigsaw puzzle. Some people are so open, some people are really locked, and you've got to kind of navigate people to understand how to make them comfortable to share the story. So I guess like the link between, it's a bit roundabout, but yeah, just interesting.
Yeah. I mean, it seems full circle to me after you were meeting and love this, so I love that. So how then did you get from the filmmaking and the human element, how were you introduced to this, and how did you make the decision to ultimately bring that into the stories that you tell?
Yeah. That's a good question. I mean, it was I was introduced to Bitcoin, I guess, in 2017. I would often discuss it with my family, with my brother. So there was like a background interest, and then it was really COVID that I got really interested in social studies. Specifically, I remember watching this interview to China, and she had been trafficked, and she ended up living in China, and the child didn't have any rights to education. And so she was explaining that there's underground schools in China, and this kind of really blew my mind because it was totally contrary to all the narratives I had heard about Bitcoin, and also during the time during COVID where there was such strong social influence, especially from the UK, there was like a massive amount of nudging in the narratives around COVID. I was seeing Bitcoin as like kind of a case study to show that actually the narrative that we hear is not. It was a way initially for me to kind of have like a story focus that exemplifies that and encourages people to be a bit more critical around the information that explore a bit like stories around origins, which paint a bit more of a picture.
I love that. Okay, so you were just telling me that you just spent some time in South Africa, correct? Yeah. More or less?
A while ago, a couple of years ago now.
Oh, okay, I see, okay. Can you tell us a little bit about how that kind of came to be, why South Africa, what you saw there? I think a lot of people, there's a lot of activity going on in South Africa, like Northern Cassie, for example, which I'm sure you spent time with, are working really hard. But a lot of people are curious and want to know a little bit more about in Africa in general, and for these communities, like you mentioned, that are coming at Bitcoin not only as a store of value, but are using it as money, but also are finding their lives ultimately changing the process. So tell us a little about that.
Yes. So when I thought about this idea of making things about social impact, I heard about Bitcoin and then by chance I had a job starting in Cape Town, a filming job, a saving project, and unrelated to Bitcoin. And so I just took the opportunity to go out early, booked a post, and spent a couple of weeks, with the team at Bitcoin and Cassie, understanding more about the project. And they were so welcoming. Like the kids were super friendly. Alongside was like the teacher there, and everyone was just really enthusiastic. It was I was really taken aback by just how. So can imagine, okay, if you never had a way to save money, then that is going to have huge transformation in your life. But it also went past just the economic benefits of that, but also really restoring the community. Because people actually thought, yeah, there's a chance that I can change my life, change the life of my kids, because now actually invest in something and save and actually have some agency. That also meant that you have more upside, more connections, people around you and your community and yeah, I think it's also something that was noted in the book. There's a book about Bitcoin communities written by Gabriel. Really good to check that out.
Gabriel K.
Yeah. And he was something similar. And it's true. It's really fascinating to see these like social impacts, which are kind of secondary, but really beneficial in like a society where we're so ingredient. You walk down the street and live Barcelona, you see someone who's struggling on the street, and there's just no care. The space around it that really impacts how it's crazy how like the money and your ability to store value has
amazing. Everything that you're saying is resonating with me deeply. I know that you have some time that you need to prep for your pitch, which is coming up. I'm super excited for you. Thank you for taking the time. Maybe we'll check in with you in a couple of days, see how your experience has been and everything. Good luck.
Awesome. Thanks so much.
Take care.
This puzzle begins the day my little brother got out of the state pen. Tennessee's a 3-strike state, and I had 2. So Jasper took the fall. Jasper was an engineering savant. 12 years old, he built a jet-propelled land hovercraft and rode it to school. We all thought he'd go to MIT and invent time travel. He looked at systems and understood them. But my brother didn't know what I knew. I had to lie to protect him. The day he got home from prison, he came asking for money. Prison was fun, thanks for asking. Now I need to pay off the lawyer. I told him, I'm a broke-ass bitch like you, Jasper, can't you see?
Give us the pin and no one gets hurt.
I don't have it. So there it was, my violent end. Except not quite. This ogre kept me alive to try and torture a 6-digit pin out of me. He's too dumb to grasp that the pin doesn't matter. But he's right about one thing. I'm not really a broke-ass bitch. I own Bitcoin, a lot of it. If Jasper can find it, he can save my life. Trouble is, everybody thinks I'm dead. The cops came looking for my old computers. That got Jasper thinking. I've left myself clues in case of scenarios like this. Those clues are nothing more than 24 simple words. If Jasper can figure my clues out, I might live. But he's got competition, from a wolf in sheep's clothing. The mastermind behind my abduction. Jasper has no idea how dangerous this man is, because this man taught Jasper everything he knows.
What if a few magic words could bring your brother back? 24 words, to be precise.
I've got 2 strikes, and Chance is dead.
Store your energy in Bitcoin. The energy lives on forever.
Virgil's the dad Jasper never had.
What if the words are a distraction? We should be looking for numbers.
Ever wonder why binary code works so well? Ones and zeros. One for everything, 0 for nothing. Everything, nothing. Real world, dream world. 1 for real and 0 for a dream. At this level, that's all the code you'll ever need. But this level's a dream. Wake up from your dream. The ones turn into zeros. Everything dissolves into nothing.
Jasper, if you ruled the world, what laws would you pass?
You
can smoke at 12, you get your license at 13. What about you, Chance? What laws would you pass?
None. There wouldn't be any.
That's okay.
Action.
Here we are in Warsaw, Poland, Bitcoin Film Festival. And my name is Mars. I'm the legally categorized as an artist. I will show you my work. It is generated with the AI, but there is loads of iterations and loads of ideas, loads of versions. There is an infinite depth. This is the esoteric art piece that is resonating energy into your home. You can find infinite detail. It's like a piece resonating energy.
If I would like to buy, how much it costs?
This is 200 euros, which is 200,000 sats. This is a Bitcoin event, everyone has sats, but still my mental model of pricing is still in zlotys and euros. So 200 euros, which is 200,000 sats. Very affordable price, unique one of one, proof of wind and proof of rain. This one is inspired by a visionary artist, Alex Gray. I've seen the comet hitting Earth, and this is one life of the planet and one life of a human organism, and this is just a different scale, different orders of magnitude.
Okay.
And on the other side we have an infinity banknote, which again, so much meaning, so much depth, cycles of life, harmony, symmetry, sacred geometry, the infinity symbol, but also the zeros and the path of a human evolution and conscious evolution. So this is one of my favorite pieces, so much depth, so much meaning, and I am open for business. This art should be spread out, spreading the love, supporting independent artists, supporting art that is resonating energy into you.
Okay, let's go inside.
Let's go inside, of course. Perfect. Yes, there's more beautiful artworks inside. Yes, let's go. Vamos! Hello, hello. Are you still rolling? Cool.
Still rolling and still live.
Oh wow, this is live? No kidding. I didn't know that this is possible. Wow. How many viewers do we have? Let me actually check the live transmission. It's like live on Twitter, live on which platform? Okay, let's go. In that case, this is another set of artworks. This is, I designed it last year. It is actually from the last year Bitcoin Pizza Day. I made some tiny fixes because the tool chain of the AI tools is improving massively. So there was a version 1 for the last year, and I put some, enhancements. So it's, and they always so much depth, so much meaning. You can look at it and discover more and more detail. This one is actually my business card. This QR code goes to my website, moneyfromthefuture.com, and this is acting as my business card. There's also my phone number, and I'm okay because I'm semi-public character. I'm always open for business. And I'm also part of the 2140 art collective, and there is a couple of different 2140 art collectives. Just like anyone can be Satoshi. So this is a decentralized movement spreading the Bitcoin culture. And in my work, I often tap into my own life, into my own challenges, my own difficulties. I often transform this negative energy into something beautiful and majestic. And actually here is my QR code for Instagram. I'm open for business. I'm on Mastodon, Nostr, Warpcaster. I support independent web. We need to have better independent publishing platforms. And this is also the smaller format. I have a bunch of different designs in a smaller format, different designs. This is like a white rabbit. And this is actually a nice combination because they are both London based. There is the Solarpunk Estate, which is a place where I live. And yeah, both have London vibes and both have a similar palette of colors, so they can be seen together as a part of the same package. And by the way, this is my gift to you. I enjoy giving people money.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, one set, hold on, I'll hold it. So it's White Rabbit and the... Which one looks better, this way or that way? I think this way is better actually. Yeah. This way is like a nice little sequence of movement, like what is the value and who decides what is the value.
Which one? This one is...
Yeah, it's 42 pounds. So I just thought what's the best way to make money, and I started making money. And somehow it works because of the entire entourage of energy and belief that this money is real money, because it feels real. I wish I could show you the quality of the touch on a video, but it's good.
Okay, thank you very much. Say hello to people who are watching.
Well, I will see you in Warsaw. If not this year, then maybe next time. I'll see you soon. Ciao.
When the life of my parents was on the line, bureaucracy put me on hold.
And the institutions we're living in were designed by people around tables, like actual people you see pictures of doing stuff, like talking and thinking.
Some countries are rich, other countries are poor. And so you ask yourself, why is that?
When you ask, well, what is the solution to poverty, you will be hard-pressed to hear one person say to you, prosperity. Then how is built? Entrepreneurs build prosperity.
I believe in startups. We have this recipe for how to make things better.
The major difference is just a broad level of autonomy. I think that's the key innovation of Ceres, and Prosper is the first one.
These are like in-person physical societies where people are going and living. So they're residential, they're real.
This is kind of our utopian hope for the future, is that you combine liberty, technological advancement, and transcending these nation-state to create a positive sum world.
This is the internet of our time. This is the nuclear energy of our time. Whatever most important innovation you can think of any generation.
So if you go back to the why we're doing this, is really because we believe strongly in this idea.
People have to dig deeper to understand the reality of what we're doing, because it's potentially a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity.
Once you sync up with the network, the only moves you can make are honest ones. For in this realm, the map and the territory are one. As uncertainty grows unabated in the legacy world, a system that permits only truthful action has seemed to ascend into prominence. And as the old saying goes, this shall happen gradually and then suddenly. synced up to the network and they begin validating.
Turn up the hash. Yeah, they love it when I turn up the hash.
Yeah, they love it when I turn up the hash. This is what it sounds like beating for the sass. Chasing large numbers, gotta do it fast. Cause the very next cycle, they cutting it in half. Yeah, they love it when I turn up the hash. This is what it sounds like beating for the sass. Chasing large numbers, gotta do it fast. Cause the very next cycle, they cutting it in half.
In the past, escaping into the mountains was an effective way to resist the state. Today, no place is beyond the reach of government, making physical escape nearly impossible. But people are still looking for their own ways.
Vďaka internetu dokážeme vytvoriť globálnu paralelnú spoločnosť. Ľudí, ktorí sú mimo systém.
Vďaka tomu, že som ten svoj osobný a pracovný život decentralizoval do veľké množstvo štátov, som v podstate viac imúnejší voči blbým rozhodnutiam akýmkoľvek politikov.
Auto som si tak trošku vyhekoval. Je to môj domov, kde prespávam vždy, keď som v Európe.
Originally, I'm like a computer hacker, but many years ago I became perpetual traveler.
I'm just wondering, as a digital nomad, how roots of culture is nourished.
Jedna z najväčších paralelných komunít na svete, ktorá vznikla, tak to je bitcoinová komunita. Veľa ľudí vníma Bitcoin ako investičný nástroj, ale pre mňa je to liberalizačný nástroj.
Ja som vytvoril komunitu paragvajských fešakov, kde nás je pár sto ľudí, ale sme rozlození po celom svete. Naši prví klienti boli anarchisti, libertariáni, kryptoanarchisti a tak ďalej.
Citizens of the internet define themselves as crypto-anarchists. Crypto stands for encryption, tools that protect privacy, while anarchy means a society without rulers. Use encryption, anonymous networks, and digital currencies to resist control.
A teraz nastal taký zaujímavý fenomén, že aj bežní ľudia, ktorí ešte doteraz verili štátu, verili demokracii, tak potom, čo sa na Slovensku deje, tie demokracie už úplne prestali veriť.
Nedáva až taký veľký zmysel snažiť sa zmeniť toho systému, ale dáva zmysel sa presunúť do tej právnej spoločnosti.
Ale aby by neexistoval štát, kto by staval cesty?
I'll be using, this is
you are
good.
home, okay?
Okay.
I hear you well.
Okay.
And I leave you, we hear you well. And if I'm not here, don't worry because we listen you on the both.
Okay. Amazing.
So you are on.
We are recording.
We are recording. All
I
right.
will clap you, okay?
Yeah. Awesome. It is Kiki. I am back at the Bitcoin Film Fest, and I am here with my friend.
Hey, I'm Juan.
Hi, Juan. How are you?
I'm fine, thanks. How not to be fine in this amazing event?
Exactly. So I want to get into a couple of the presentations that you're doing today, but first, if you could just give us an overview of kind of who you are, how you got into Bitcoin, and how you found yourself at the Bitcoin Film Fest.
Well, that's a long question if I want to answer it deeply, so I'm gonna do a shortcut. Basically, I studied industrial engineer, I started working in finance. I heard about Bitcoin in about 2012, 2013. I thought it was a scam, so I diminished it, I didn't put too much attention. And then back in 2017, I heard about Bitcoin again after having been through an interesting experience in Africa, where I discovered M-Pesa and like mobile money, let's say, that they were using airtime to transact. So that opened my mind a little bit, and the second time I heard about Bitcoin, I was more open to the idea. And when I heard about it, I decided, okay, I want to share this with the world. I need to tell people about Bitcoin, and so I started creating content on YouTube. Just, hey, people, this is Bitcoin, you need to pay attention to this is a revolution, what's happening. And then one thing took to the next, and I started the documentary a few years after. So that's a brief story of my life and how I got into Bitcoin.
Okay, wow, I feel like there's a lot to unpack there. Okay, so we were talking a little bit earlier, and you're from Colombia.
That's correct.
Okay, and then you ended up in Africa, and you had this experience with digital money, digital currency, and that's what led you down the Bitcoin path. And then you found yourself making a film.
That's correct.
Okay, how did you get into the film side of things?
Okay, so into the film side of things, I got, I guess, because of the YouTube thing. Like when I started, I literally didn't know what a YouTuber was. I didn't know YouTubers existed, but I knew that YouTube existed. So and I knew that YouTube was a place to watch videos. So initially I said, okay, I'm gonna create a video to explain how it works. I had a whiteboard with markers, and I was just explaining how it worked with the computer camera, with a microphone plugged to my headphones, not even a proper microphone. And that's how my journey started, as creating Bitcoin content. Without any aspirations, I didn't know where it was going. And eventually, probably 3 years in my journey, I said, okay, I want to take this to the next level, because there are a lot of YouTubers, there are hundreds, if not thousands of people creating Bitcoin content, but that content is not directed to reach mass audiences. It's directed to other Bitcoiners, or to people specifically searching on the YouTube box, hey, how does Bitcoin work? How do I store my private keys? Or specific topics about Bitcoin. And that was okay, but I wanted to reach the masses. I wanted more people to know about Bitcoin. And I thought that the best way to do it was with a
entertaining, cinematic quality, like something much more polished than what I was doing. Like not just me filming with my cell phone or with my computer or like a shitty camera, but like a proper movie. And that's how I decided, okay, I have to do it. Like if someone needs to do it, it's gonna be me. So I gathered the team, and then the rest is history that I'm happy to tell you more, but it depends on where you wanna go.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. Okay, one of the things that I really admire, I think is interesting, is when people are able to take this information that is at times really overwhelming, especially for people who just don't feel comfortable with technology for whatever reason, and then dissect it and communicate it in a way that is engaging and can reach mass audiences. One of the questions I guess I have about that is, you're making English and Spanish content?
Mainly in Spanish. I also create content in English, but it's not my preference. I have done some interviews, and I have been hired to give classes or to give workshops in English, but I prefer Spanish because, let's say, in my mission when I started, I wanted my content specifically to reach the Spanish-speaking audience. Normally, in Latin America, in Colombia, where I'm from, we are late to everything. If there's a new technology, if there are new opportunities, we're always late. And I wanted this moment to be different. I wanted people to take advantage of this opportunity as early as possible. So that's why I preferred Spanish from the beginning.
Okay, cool. Yeah, I wanted to ask that because, as I mentioned before, I live in El Salvador. I've been there for 3 years, and it's something that Salvadorans that I meet, even though they live in what's called Bitcoin countries, sometimes they still feel that there isn't enough content in Spanish, and if there is, it's either way too basic or way too technical, and there's kind of nothing in between. So I find it admirable that you have kind of taken the responsibility, taken the mission of getting it out there and doing it in your native language and reaching millions of people. I think that's incredible, and because of that, I cannot wait to see this film that you're working on. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Sure. First of all, thank you for all those kind words. It's very glad to be here and hear that people value the work that we are doing. Sure, the documentary, it actually starts in El Salvador, not the movie itself, but the actual journey, the real journey. The first recording scenes were in El Salvador. But it's a journey of a person that is getting into, okay, what's money and how does it work and why are we using this money? And in this journey, this person discovers that money is actually very shitty, the current money that we have. It's manipulated, it's controlled by a few individuals with interest, their own interest, and there are people making decisions that are not based on the benefit of the others. They don't care about your welfare, they actually care about maintaining the system. And there's an alternative, that is Bitcoin. And through going and visiting people, visiting places, interviewing people with more knowledge, experience, and actual users of Bitcoin, it's this journey of discovering what Bitcoin is and how it's being used in Latin America, which is very different from the main use case in the West, that is speculation, investment, which I'm not against it. It's one use case and one very valuable, but there are other use cases that I wanted to show. So that's more or less what the movie is about.
Sounds incredible. Okay, so another point that I did want to touch on is you did a workshop this morning, is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay, and the workshop was on funding a project like this. And I think that this is something that some of the people who are watching, maybe from the more cinema-focused area, might be interested in hearing about, because I mean, I can imagine if I was in your shoes and I have this ambition, I want to get this project done, but the big question is, well, where's the money going to come from?
Yeah, that's an interesting question and an interesting thing, because it was one of the toughest parts of doing the documentary. I had financing experience from my background, but it was completely different. It was going to banks, going to pension funds and big investors to sell them a project. And here, there's no return, so for me that's harder, because I don't know what are you getting. Like if I have to tell them, hey, this is the IRR that you're getting, or this is the return that you're getting, it's easier. But here it's like, look, we're sharing this, we're spreading the word about Bitcoin, and that's very pretty, but most Bitcoin companies are for profit only, I would say. It's kind of bullshit that they have this mission of sharing Bitcoin with the world, or at least that's from my perspective, and I just said most. Yeah. There are other companies with other priorities or that care about other things. So we analyzed first what are the possible financial avenues. We considered grants, We consider crowdfunding, sponsors, and investors. Investors, we discarded it because we could not promise any return. We didn't even know if this was going to make any money. The grants way, it took way too long. It's very bureaucratic. You need to file a lot of paperwork. So we discarded it as well. And then the crowdfunding, we tried. It didn't really work. We got like around $2,500 from that. So that's not even for a day of recording. So we got sponsors. We went on the sponsors route. I had to contact probably around 50 Bitcoin companies. I got probably more than 50 rejections, but we got the fortune and basically we were lucky enough to find two amazing sponsors. They are called Rootstock, which is a Bitcoin sidechain, probably the main Bitcoin sidechain right now, despite the fact that there's more talks about Liquid, which is the other relatively decent sidechain, and Rayo, which is a Mexican wallet that at the time didn't even exist. So that's why I say most Bitcoin companies. This company, I think they actually cared about spreading the word because they didn't even have a logo to show. They didn't have anything to show. They gave us the money without strings attached, and so I'm very grateful with them. It's a Bitcoin wallet where you can store your Bitcoin self-custodied, but you also have the possibility to have custodial Lightning network, because we know Lightning is a little bit complicated, so they allow you to use it much more easily.
Okay, wow. Okay, so you tried the crowdfunding, didn't really hit. Sponsors is what it ended up being, and is that the route that you would recommend to somebody if they found themselves in your shoes?
Yeah, it depends. If you have time and if you're willing to go to the grants, I think we could try grants. Grants are different in every country, and they have a lot of restrictions, regulations, limitations. In our case, for example, I didn't know about this, but for example, in Spain, if you want to participate in any grants, it needs to be a Spanish film. That means that more than 75% of the team needs to be Spanish. And we didn't accomplish that because the musician was Colombian. I was not Spanish at the time. I was Colombian, now I'm Spanish, so that would make things different. And there were different things involved. It also takes longer. You need to comply with their timings. It's not that, okay, I want a grant, I want to apply now. No, there are times to apply. And in our case, when we started the documentary, it was late 2021. There's this new story of El Salvador becoming the Bitcoin country, the Bitcoin law, and we needed to act urgently. So in those conditions, I think that was the right way to go. Today, as I said, depending on the circumstances, I think it's a very valuable, not easy. Nothing is easy, especially when it's getting money without anything in return. But I think it's an alternative that every filmmaker, documentary maker should contemplate.
Amazing. Thank you for that in-depth answer. One of the questions that I wanted to ask you kind of more on a personal level about the journey of making this film was, what was like the biggest takeaway when it came to seeing these different places and how different people around the world are using Bitcoin? What was the biggest takeaway for you from that?
Yeah, so my biggest takeaway, and I think that's the message that people get, is that Bitcoin is not one thing. Bitcoin can be multiple things for multiple people. As I was describing before, in the West, people see Bitcoin mainly as an investment, and it's a great investment, or it has been a great investment over the last 15 years since it was born. If you contemplate any period of time, today, like a few days ago, we reached an all-time high, so it's hard that people have lost money if they kept their Bitcoin. So as an investment, it's great. But it's not just an investment, it's also a way to escape your government. It's something that gives you sovereignty. It's multiple things, and that's what I want people to see. Different visions of different people using the same thing. That it could be, like you would say, no, this is Bitcoin because I know it better than everyone else. But no, for someone else it might be different, and you cannot say it's not true because it actually works for that person in that particular moment. So that was my biggest takeaway. Like Bitcoin can be multiple things at the same time.
Yeah, I love that. That resonates very deeply with me. Okay, cool. So I guess where I would like to go next with this is where you're going next with the film. We're here at the Bitcoin Film Fest. It's an amazing time, great vibe, tons of awesome people, tons of great projects, but what's next for you?
For me, I think now this is the moment where this is the last thing that I do with the documentary. The documentary we premiered in Madrid, we went to the cinemas, now it's on YouTube for everyone to watch it, Revolución Bitcoin on YouTube. So this is the last event. because I spent almost 4 years of my life. It was not full time, but I spent a lot of time. I actually had to spend money because the sponsors didn't give me all the money that the film required. So I'm very thankful to my wife for supporting the documentary. And now I'm working on a different project. Now it's funny that I say this, but now it's Bitcoin for investors. I have a platform that helps investors make better decisions regarding their Bitcoin as an investment. We don't talk about all the other benefits, all the properties that are very useful for other people in the world. Now this is focused on investment. It's called Alpha Bitcoin.
Alpha Bitcoin. PH or F?
With F.
F.
Alpha.
ALFA.
That's correct.
Bitcoin. Okay, amazing. Well, thank you so much for your time. I know you're actually about to go head in and show.
We are gonna showcase the movie. Yes.
Very exciting. Thank you for your time. Where can people find you and follow along in your journey and what you're doing with Alpha Bitcoin and anything beyond this?
Perfect. So Alpha Bitcoin is alphabitcoin.io, Alpha with F. And then you can find me on Juan en Crypto with I, not with Y, crypto, because crypto in English normally people spell it with Y, I spell it with I, so it's Juan en Crypto in Noster, Twitter, even had a website until recently, but that's the way to find me.
Okay, amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Kiki.
Take care.
You too.
Their spirits were sunken and low. Their bags weighed more than a ton. There was neither sign nor show when the bull began his run. Their shields were shilling wall to wall. The gig was up, they had their fun, and every short got a margin call when the bull began his run. The candle's green came fast and tall. Each wick was bold, quick to stun. His eyes burned red and his horns did more when the bull began his run. Now fortune smiles upon the need. His bags of gold gleam in the sun. The outer stream of his balance sheet, and every bear is left with none. Since the bull began his run.
The Bitcoin Film Festival is happening in Palace of Culture and Science in Warsaw. For 55 years it was the biggest building in Poland, symbol of communism. But today is occupied and not anymore symbol of bad times. It is a symbol of hope, at least for this weekend. Fix the money, fix the culture is a signal that comes from center of Europe, basically. Iconic building. And we are inside Kinoteka, iconic, the best cinema probably for film festivals in Poland. And as you can see here, we are very friendly welcome by Warsaw. David Beckham watches our festival from over there. We have a very good weather. And over here we have some outside art gallery, chill zone for people. There is our restaurant for lunches. If you want to grab beer, coffee. Now, not many people outside because they are all watching Revolution Bitcoin. Let me take you inside and let's see what's happening. Juan from Madrid did this documentary. in Spanish about impact of Bitcoin on various Latin American societies. So probably 100 people is watching it inside. Let's come here. Orange carpet, of course. We wouldn't use red carpet. Where our filmmakers and audience enter this beautiful building. Bitcoin Film Fest, 3rd edition, guys. It's the 3rd time we do it. We have amazing volunteers. Hey, Błażej. The Students for Liberty is helping us with their volunteers and on the registration desk. Here you can, guys, find William Scoresby made lots of Bitcoin movie posters. There is like around 70, various of them. You can find them online or you can find them printed here. We have also some art gallery by local artists, Bit Pop Art Princess. Here is Mad Monkey. There was another crazy guy, Splash, one of our sponsors. So everyone who visits cinema this weekend can basically meet Bitcoin and meet Bitcoiners, and they are very happy to introduce this phenomena to people of Warsaw who maybe by accident come seduced by these blue logos, blue banners from outside. Our attendees can find a lot of nice merch, books signed by authors. Here is Joni Appelberg who did the presentation. We are doing this stream that you are guys watching is happening right from there next to the table of Lola Poland, Ladies of Liberty Alliance. There is no girls now. Oh, there is one, there is one.
There's the last cookie.
There is the last cookie from Lola. Here is art from Oksana, Polish-Ukrainian artist who lives in Warsaw, and she does this, how do you call it, crocheting? She can crochet your QR code with your Bitcoin address. Fix the money, fix the culture. If you guys want such poster, send me an email. We'll send you one. Let's check what's happening. Because now we are entering this room number 3, where Revolution Bitcoin is already being played. Let's see what's happening.
Guardar valor, quiero dejarme herencia, un regalo a mis hijos o a mis nietos. Tiene muchísimo más sentido hacerlo en Bitcoin que hacerlo en dinero fiat. Probablemente esos Bitcoin dentro de 20 o 30 años valgan más de lo que valgan.
Probably you can see it, but this is like 5,000 people in this room.
Si yo guardo en una cajita
5,000.
$1,000 hoy,
please send subs, send subs.
Compro una X cantidad de dinero de hecho. Lo guardo en una cajita.
We continue? What we are continue? You should guys be here in person. It's time for a good trailer. Let's see what movies are being produced. So, time for trailer.
What is the color of your money? Who is the owner of this land? What is the meaning of these actions? Where is the privilege in these hands? These hands. Who is the owner of this land? Where is the meaning in these actions? Where is the privilege in these hands? These hands. God made us of money to give us hope again. God made us of money.
Dobra.
I poczekać aż wyschną, ale już maluję drugą stronę, także lada moment.
A skąd pomysł w ogóle pani powie?
Na zapałki?
Tak.
Zazwyczaj te zapałki są jeszcze bogato zdobione, tak jak na przykład te. O. Te mają akurat już tylko i aż bitcoina, ale chodzi o to, że piękne, kolorowe i błyszczące z zewnątrz, a ogień w środku i to definiuje też trochę mnie jako artystkę, więc stąd pomysł, a ostatnio dowiedziałam się, że podarowanie komuś zapałek to przekazanie takich najlepszych możliwych życzeń. Jakby powodzenia, tak? Szczęścia więc po prostu już od paru lat daję ludziom zapałki życząc im szczęścia i ostatnio się dowiedziałam, że taki jest przekaz, także...
Okej. Czy jakąś stronkę? Coś przedstaw się, to my to puścimy, bo to leci, tak? Puścimy w nagraniu. Przedstaw się, możecie się zareklamować.
Dobrze, cześć, jestem Maja, występuję pod artystycznym pseudonimem The Pop Art Princess. No i to jest moja skromna kolekcja bitcoinowej sztuki i nie tylko bitcoinowej, ale również kosmicznej, ponieważ obraz za mną w grudniu poleci na Księżyc i to w dosłownym tego słowa znaczeniu. Jestem częścią misji kosmicznej organizowanej przez Copernic Space i NASA, na której czele stoi Lady Rocket, która jest nawet tutaj namalowana. No i w poprzedniej misji kosmicznej byłam kronikarzem tej misji i ten konkretny obraz celebrował lądowanie na Księżycu, które miało miejsce 3 marca tego roku. A w następnej misji właśnie ten celebrujący poprzednie lądowanie obraz już poleci i stanie się tutaj na Ziemi tak zwanym asetem kosmicznym. Także bardzo polecam pogrzebać bardziej temat właśnie Copernic Space i misji kosmicznych i wysyłania sztuki w kosmos, ale również mojej sztuki media mieszane. Jako artystka używam bardzo wielu mediów mieszanych. Staram się, żeby zawsze prace żyły, jak poświeci się na nie różnego rodzaju światłem. O, magnesy też żyją swoim życiem. Kryształki, koraliki, tak? A tu jeszcze mam obraz, który stworzyłam specjalnie na okazję festiwalu zimowego. Przepraszam. Chcecie? I jest to obraz z rodziną Adamsów. Wszystkie obrazy z rodziną Adamsów zawsze nazywałam The Unholy Family. Ten nazwałam Steering in the Bitcoin Pot. I zamysł za obrazem jest taki, że rodzina Adamsów zawsze była bardzo bogata, bo byli dziwni, ale mieli głowę na karku, jeżeli chodzi o finanse. Więc jeżeli ktoś zrobiłby rodzinę Adamsów teraz, to mogłaby być ona równie dobrze właśnie Bitcoin wealthy, bo Gomez na pewno kupiłby Bitcoina w 2009 roku. No i tak, i znowu bardzo dużo mediów mieszanych, kryształków Swarowskiego, folii holograficznej, szklanych koralików, które ostatnio stały się jednym z takich moich ulubionych elementów. No i jeżeli chodzi o mnie jako artystkę, tak sobie tworzę, podróżuję po świecie. Moje najświeższe osiągnięcia to w lutym wystawa w Kennedy Space Center na Florydzie, a w grudniu wystawa na Scope Art Fair w Miami podczas Art Week Miami 2024. Także zachęcam do obserwowania mojej drogi, kariery, no i oczywiście do kupowania mojej sztuki.
That is basically what Satoshi found when he discovered Bitcoin. You can view it as an element without protons or neutrons. So this is an element without mass. The information about the element is the element, since it's a purely informational element.
Amidst the fiat decadence, Satoshi introduced a system, simple and elegant, designed to destroy seigniorage from ever becoming again prevalent. This allows the individual to shield his efforts from the state's malevolence, and we're able to build on the base layer of humanity's latest element, Bitcoin.
I had a dream of these magic ATMs that would not stop printing money. Free money for everyone. At first, everybody loved it, couldn't get enough. And then, it started to fill the world. The only thing it was useful for was sticking on a wall. And all of the world was covered in paper. Then I realized that all it would take is if I put this match onto that wall, and it would all burn to the ground.
The world is a fragile tower of cards. Let's see what happens when you exhale.
Satoshi, run, now.
I'm looking for a Mr. Nakamoto.
A boy hears sound. He hears an ocean of blood swimming around him, through his veins, through his mother. He breaks into the light of day. He finds his voice and screams. He hears it screaming as though coming down through ancient time like it belongs to another body. He hears his own bones growing, organs expanding, the sound of cells booming through his brain like tiny intergalactic missiles. Then one day, he hears what they call music. In the same way, he hears what they call noise. Music as an extension of sound. The sound of zero reverberates like the sky is his own mind. He has a revelation. In the same way he can make music, he can dance with numbers. From zero comes one, and just by switching between these two states, there is complete freedom. He sees an opening, a way inside. He sees that every moment can be pinned to a mathematical history and future at the same time. He is driven toward it in a way that most consider dangerous and obsessive, His coding is abundant, endlessly unraveling unheard of before algorithms, sequences beyond belief. He delves into complex cryptography. Coders rush to him just to be in his presence. The best ones are rejected. He only takes on those who remain anonymous. He dives single-focused into decentralized networks, although he could unravel any millennium problem he chooses. Then, his paper is published. At first, nothing. But then one foreign post caught on. Then more. Soon, every city in the world was calling his name and his creation. He invents totally new architectures and governance. His music is sweeping the world. His cryptography, an invention of the ages. Media outlets are calling for him to reveal. Fans are begging him to show his face. And then, one day he disappears. He just never responds. Just like that. Rumors are spread that he died, or that he was never one person, that it was always planned this way. His fingerprints stay visible. His one-of-a-kind, immutable fingerprints.
Most coins are made by kings and they're like lost in ruins and they're just rocks and dust. But this is pure mathematics.
If you don't believe me or don't get it, I don't have time to try to convince you.
Action.
Hi, what is this Bitcoin ATM code? Can you explain?
Hi.
I'll have one already. Okay.
Hi, my name is Susie, and I'm representing Bitomat.com, anonymous Bitcoin ATM network. This is a Bitcoin ATM code which you can scan at any of our Bitcoin ATMs and get a cash from us, just like a present from us. Each participant from today's festival will get these vouchers at their email, so you can try our ATMs.
How much cash?
It's a surprise.
Okay, I'm intrigued. So
Starting from 50 euros.
Starting from 50 euros, that sounds very attractive. So tell me again, so what should I do to get this cash?
Just find your nearest Bitcoin ATM and just scan. That's it.
Okay, sounds easy. So where can I have more of them and scan more?
Sure. You should go to bitomat.com/map and find the nearest Bitcoin ATM. We have like 300 ATMs all around the world, mostly in Europe and Latin America. So you can find the nearest one and scan this code.
Sounds great. I'm gonna do it right now. Okay, cool. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. This is for you.
The world is changed. You feel it in your wallet. You feel it on the internet. You smell it in the politics. Much that once was is lost, for none now live who remember it. It began with the ending of the gold standard. The US dollar was no longer convertible for gold and therefore was no longer constrained by it. Divorced from the work required to mine the hard asset gold, the US dollar became a pure fiat currency. No longer tied to the scarcity of the earth, the money became tied to the whims of men who above all else desire power.
Digitally.
And within the power of the printer was bound the threat of violence to govern many nations. The people were, all of them, deceived, for another financial instrument was made. In the land of excess, in the fires of inflation, the gerontocracy forged a new kind of currency to control all others. And into this currency they poured their desire for power and their will to surveil all life. One centralized currency to rule them all. But all was not lost. People from all sides began fighting for a decentralized permissionless money called Bitcoin. Finally, money was discovered that did not require violence to enforce. Bitcoin is money controlled by no one and available to everyone. Like your time and your energy, Bitcoin is scarce. There will only ever be 21 million, and no government, banker, or billionaire can change the rules. The war on Bitcoin is coming, and the FUD will be strong. The separation of money and state will not come easy. Arm yourself with information and fight the FUD.
I don't think the economy is actually doing well. That's the problem. It's just the illusion. It's the stock market going up. It's the real estate market going up. It makes people think the economy is doing well, but it's actually doing lousy.
Basically, quantitative easing has been a wonderful boon for the 1%. It's caused the markets to soar, but it's not helped the real economy.
Quantitative easing is a very fancy phrase for what an ordinary civilian might call money printing.
It's a euphemism essentially for printing money and buying up mortgage instruments, buying up treasuries.
What we're doing is lowering interest rates by buying treasury securities. And by lowering interest rates, we hope to stimulate the economy to grow faster.
Over time, it becomes habit forming. The politicians can't live without it. Eventually, it begins to degrade. Right.
Give me some of that quantitative easing, brother.
I don't think they'll wind it back voluntarily. I think one stimulus package will lead to the next one and to more money printing.
Ben Bernanke didn't magically undo all those mistakes by creating $1 trillion and giving it to bankers. Right? Those mistakes were still made, resources had still been misallocated, and all he really did was literally paper over the problem and push it back a few years.
So the trick is to find the appropriate moment when to begin to unwind this policy. And that's what we're going to do.
Why should a bunch of people sitting around the conference room of the Federal Reserve Building in Washington, D.C. know better about the proper level of interest rates than they know about the proper level, say, of corn prices?
The truth of our world, Max, it can't be easily summed up with math. There is no simple pattern.
Guys, the truth is way more depressing. They're not even smart enough to be as evil as you're giving them credit for.
I hope they don't lose confidence in their government. I can see why there's skepticism, but it's the only government we got.
I took this orange pill, looking through an orange lens, tripping down a rabbit hole. Now I think I'm born again. Mind's changed, my time frame measured in blocks. And as this heartbeat, the time chain, the ticks and the talks. Through the monetary history, Satoshi won the victory. Only thing remaining is that timing is the mystery. And as I opt out of this fake beyond misery, I look within and I reflect.
Ask yourself, where is mine? 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 With your feet on the air and all around, try to
therefore suggesting that a form of property has entered the picture that is so, different from any previous form of property, such that it doesn't require any of those things that literally became predicates for civilization. Well, what kind of civilization, what kind of impact on civilization does that have? And that's what we're trying to figure out.
Ask yourself, where is mine? 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 Where is mine?
When you get into Bitcoin, you have to be prepared for billionaire status or homelessness. Like you'll be sleeping on a beach, but you don't know in a mansion or in a sleeping bag. That's just the journey, baby. And you don't know how your reputation is going to be upheld, whether you're going to be seen as a visionary genius.
Awesome. We're back at the Bitcoin FilmFest. I am here with John McManus. We're going to get into some questions about the project that he's working on, his history in cinema, in writing, and with Bitcoin as well. So welcome, John.
Thank you. I'm so happy to be here.
Yeah,
Thank you for having me.
Me too. Is this your first time?
Yes, yeah. First time at this festival, first time in Warsaw, first time in Poland.
All right. How are you feeling about it?
I love it here so far.
Yeah.
I've walked like 10 miles a day around the city. It's a beautiful city.
Very walkable.
Yeah.
I love that. And the vibe here is great. The people from all over the world, which honestly I wasn't sure whether it was going to be a lot of Europeans or people from everywhere, and it's really quite a good mix of people here.
Yeah, and it seems like the city and the whole country are booming. I guess the cover of The Economist this week is like the Poland economic miracle, and you see it everywhere. It's just, it looks like it looks like being in Hudson Yards in Manhattan with all the new development.
Yeah, we were in a neighborhood last night called Praga, I believe. Have you been to that area?
I wanted to go out to the bar and I was so jet lagged I couldn't make it, so maybe tomorrow.
I understand. They were telling me that this area, even a year or 2 years ago, was something that it was a place people just wouldn't go, and now things are relatively safe. You know, people are going out to the bar, hanging out, going to restaurants, getting apartments down there. So it's cool to be in a city that feels like it's up and coming, right?
Definitely.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. So I do want to get into, as I was saying, kind of your background and your project and what you're working on. Maybe if you can give us a little synopsis on Strange Currencies, that would be a good place to start.
Sure, yeah. So Strange Currencies is a 24-episode season of narrative television about some Bitcoin miners in the Smoky Mountains, where I'm from, in East Tennessee in the United States. And these are going to be 10-minute apiece episodes. The script runs about 256 pages, so 256 minutes, just over 4 hours. And this is going to be a combination of narrative and game. Just over 1 Bitcoin is going to be buried in the show. One of my protagonists gets killed for 11,111 Bitcoin, which he claims to know nothing about, but these masked men show up demanding it. He seems to be just a poor young man in a holler in Appalachia, and just after his brother Jasper Bledsoe, who is my primary protagonist, comes asking Chance for a loan, and Chance says, "Sorry, I'm as broke as you, little brother." These 2 masked men show up with guns wanting Chance's 11,000 plus Bitcoin, and Chance is like, "I don't know what you're talking about." They shoot him, and that sets off a race to find this alleged 11,000 Bitcoin. Racing along with the protagonists and antagonists in the show are going to be the viewers, because move that decimal place over 4 points, it's 1.1111 Bitcoin is going to be hidden in the show, and each of 24 episodes will contain somewhere in it 1 hidden seed word. So altogether, the first viewer to put those seed words together in the right order can reconstitute the wallet which contains that 1 plus Bitcoin, and that will be the viewers.
Wow. So you're incentivizing.
I mean, that's the idea. Awesome. We're hoping to create some snowballing interest that way.
That's so cool. Yeah. Okay, awesome. I mean, I have a lot of questions, and I'm very curious about this, but I want to start kind of from the beginning. So you were just telling me your background is in writing fiction, correct?
Yeah, I've primarily been a fiction writer. Okay. Yeah, novels and short stories.
And then, so how did you get from that into the Bitcoin world?
Yeah, well, let's see. So I have a friend who's, tangent, like a friend of mine who's a playwright named Rogelio Martinez, who's from Cuba. I co-wrote a TV pilot with him called Dominoes, which takes place in an alternate universe Cuba, where Fidel Castro lost the Cold War and lives in exile in South Florida, and hijinks ensue. And as we got ready to send this show out into the world, I realized, well, Rogelio's a playwright, and so he has all these contacts in the world of dramatic writing, and I had only this 1 co-writing credit. I've published 4 books of fiction, and I've won awards writing fiction, but TV and film is just a different world, and in order to prepare to have the credentials to be able to shop Dominoes, I thought, well, I need to write a pilot of my own. And right around then was when I found out that my brother-in-law, a guy named Ramez, was unbeknownst to me, like an investor in Bitcoin and supposedly a Bitcoin millionaire, according to my sister-in-law. And this was a fascination to me, because I had never heard Ramez say more than 2 words. He just say hi and bye. Perfectly nice guy, but just wouldn't talk at all. And I was like, I'm gonna ask Ramez about Bitcoin to see if I can get him to talk, to prove that he can actually speak a sentence. So I was like, tell me about Bitcoin. And just 3 hours passed, during which he was just so animated and fascinated by this thing that he was so eager to teach me about. And I guess I was wowed, to realize just how excited he could be about it, and that alone made me want to learn more, but also what he was telling me made me want to learn more. And from there, I don't think my Bitcoin journey is so different from anyone's. It's once you open your mind enough to figure out what it really is, you're like, okay, well, I could keep learning about this and associated things forever. So it was clear to me I was going to write about that. I'm from a small town in the Smoky Mountains, and I've spent like a lot of my life seeing how elite people on the coasts in America perceive, like Appalachia and the flyover states, and there's this sort of like nose upturned attitude that bums me out sometimes. And I thought, well, Bitcoin is this equalizing force in a world where Bitcoin attains primacy. I could imagine 30 years from now, like Knoxville, Tennessee is just as much a financial center as New York, potentially, like any place in the world could be. So that just got the wheels spinning in my head, and I wrote this show. And I could go on, but I think that's probably enough in response to that question.
Thank you.
Yes.
That's so cool. I was actually just in Nashville about 2 months ago.
Oh, wow. Okay.
There's quite a big Bitcoin community across Tennessee, it seems.
Yeah, I mean, the conference was there last year, and Nashville, kind of like Warsaw, is a big boom town right now.
Yeah, very cool. That's a fun little circle there. But okay, awesome. Thank you for giving that context. I think one of the questions that a lot of people would have, and certainly myself as well, is getting into Bitcoin and then having this kind of creative profession. What inspired you to take the leap to bring it in? I know you just spoke about it a little bit, but surely it must have been maybe a bit of a risk that you had to take, or something to consider, a bit of a challenge. What would you say to somebody who is like kind of at that crossroads where they're like, okay, I have this profession, this career that I want to continue to better myself, whether it's a creative industry or something else, but I have this thing that I'm passionate about, but I'm afraid to bridge them together.
Yeah, I mean, you have to follow your passion, and Joseph Campbell said, follow your bliss. I think anyone who wants to create anything has to, follow their intellectual and emotional passions. Being a fiction writer in the United States and making my living teaching creative writing, I'm surrounded by people in my personal and professional life who know nothing or next to nothing about Bitcoin, and not only that, they have like a lot of disdain for it. It's become politicized in the States, and like if I mean, like, lots of generalizations can be made, but like one factor is that if Donald Trump is for something, then half the country is against it. And right now, if he's for Bitcoin, that means that like all of academia and all of literary publishing and all of the arts and a lot of Hollywood and TV are going to be against it without knowing much about it. And I think you don't have to spend more than like 5 minutes learning about Bitcoin to realize that it's not a partisan thing any more than air and water are partisan things. So I just felt like, well, I have to tell this story. I have to find a way to like bring this story to fruition. Yeah.
And how, like, do you get into some of the more technical aspects of Bitcoin, or is it kind of a nugget in the story that someone who doesn't know anything about Bitcoin could still appreciate?
Yeah. Well, my hope is that the show can do a little bit to teach viewers who might not know about Bitcoin something about Bitcoin and why it's important and how it works. So my character, Jasper, who's this 23-year-old engineering genius, but he's self-taught. He hasn't gone to college. He's been in and out of prison. He's the one who sees his brother shot for this alleged Bitcoin, and so he himself has to learn what Bitcoin is and race against the clock to try to unlock this wallet that may or may not exist. And in the meantime, he has to just figure out what it all is. He's got a couple of days to learn what I spent years trying to take in.
Mm-hmm.
So I hope that a viewer who follows along and is maybe incentivized by this treasure hunt that we've built into the show would then also get excited about it. And I have this array of characters who come at Bitcoin with different ideological backgrounds and beliefs. I've got a character who initially seems like quite the antagonist, who's a radical libertarian, and he owns all this land in the Smoky Mountains. He dreams of founding this breakaway empire. He's kind of counting the minutes until Bitcoin demonetizes the nation state so that he can found his own country up in the Smokies. And then I've got people who are excited about Bitcoin, but they're coming at it more from the left, and everything in between.
Yeah. Okay, that's cool. I love hearing that this story, it seems like it's quite well balanced in terms of what it's showing to the viewers, the perspectives on Bitcoin, because I agree with you. I think it has been, especially in North America and from Canada, very similar. It has been politicized, if you will, and unfortunately we lose a lot of people in that. So having someone, especially with a strong professional background, to actually tell these stories and bring it together is, it's exciting. I'm really excited about this.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, I hope so. I've been excited to write it. I feel like, you know, every day I spend working on it, I learn something new about Bitcoin, because it's this, paradoxically, like you can, it's kind of like chess. It's like a minute to learn, a lifetime to master. I mean, maybe Bitcoin takes more than a minute to learn, but you learn the basics in a day, and then you spend years just learning more and more about the implications for the world we could build. I think a lot about the title of, what's his name? Charles Eisenstein, is that his name? Who has this book called the more, I'm gonna flub it, The More Beautiful World Our Hearts Know Is Possible.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm unfamiliar.
Yeah, but that's how I think about Bitcoin. It's a tool to build the more beautiful world our hearts know is possible.
Yeah.
It's like anything that you sort of intuitively understand is broken about the world, but intellectually you've like built up a kind of like calloused whatever, you're just used to it. It's like your intuition is saying no, it shouldn't be that way, and then you learn about Bitcoin and you're like, oh, okay, I can see how it could stop being that way and start being something else.
Yeah, freeing. Gives us freedom, doesn't it?
Yeah,
I love it.
Exactly.
And something that you said earlier I think is really interesting to kind of shine light on as well. I think for a lot of us who have, been maybe using Bitcoin or interested in Bitcoin for a certain amount of time, I certainly found myself at a point where I kind of plateaued. I was like, okay, I've got the information, and I'm going to learn about this and this and this and focus on my career and stuff like that. And I've gone down the rabbit hole. But the thing is, the rabbit hole kind of seems to never end. So it's cool to see you go through this journey of even for yourself gaining more knowledge about Bitcoin by writing this story,
Yeah, and I guess whatever your intellectual fascination is, if it's geography, well, there are hotspots around the world where Bitcoin is dramatically changing lives, as we've seen in some of the films and short films and pitches here. Like I've spent time in Uganda and South Africa, and we've seen on screen just yesterday and today how Bitcoin's changing the lives of Ugandans and South Africans. And then if you're into history, well, you learn about the history of money, and it completely reframes the way you understand history. So in my story, like I have some characters who have university educations, but a lot of characters who are just from this small town in Tennessee, but they have intellectual curiosity that is rewarded and sort of pays off in dividends when they learn about Bitcoin for these reasons.
Almost like in real life.
Yeah.
Imagine that. That's so cool. Awesome. Well, one thing that I did want to touch on before I let you go is I have seen the trailer. I got a little sneak preview of it, and it was all done by AI.
Well, it was done by a brilliant filmmaker named Lauren Siegman, but she, uses all these various AI tools very well, and she put together this 3-minute trailer, which a producer I'm working with named Terrence Michael envisioned, and he was the one who brought Lauren in, and together the two of them, made this trailer from my script, and it blew my mind in a very good way. It just opened my eyes and my mind to all of these narrative possibilities that I never would have considered if we hadn't used AI.
Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome. And so is that a direction that you are going to continue to take?
Yes, absolutely. I mean, I shouldn't be too much in the prediction game. Like 5 years from now, I could be proven totally wrong. I'm inclined to believe, though, that 10 years from now, almost anyone making any kind of film is going to be primarily using AI, and I know a lot of people in TV and film who just hate this. They're either in despair or anger, or tearing their hair out over the advent of AI. And I guess it feels to me like if a tidal wave is coming in, you can let it drown you, or you can get on a surfboard and ride the tidal wave and try to have some fun. I don't have access to all the equipment it would take to make a real film, but I have a computer and a keyboard and the whatever skills I've developed as a narrative writer. So with AI, it's suddenly possible, I think, to make a show with about 10 people that would have taken maybe 1,000 people. I'm not sure. 10 years ago, I wouldn't have dreamed of this.
Yeah, it's super exciting, and the trailer is such, like you said, kind of a great inspiration for many people, I think. When they see this, not only is the story incredibly interesting, but the trailer and the way it has been made and produced is absolutely fascinating and kind of shines a light on maybe what's to come. I don't know, like you said, I'm not in the production game, but man, if this is where we're going, then I'm on board, to be honest.
I mean, I think it just democratizes creation in the same way that Bitcoin democratizes money. It just takes out the middleman. I was saying in the theater yesterday on the panel that I think AI and Bitcoin are this perfect marriage of new technologies, because Bitcoin takes out financial middlemen and AI takes out middlemen in the creative arts.
Mic drop. Well said. Awesome. Well, it was wonderful chatting with you. Thank you for the time.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
And where can folks follow you and this journey that you're on?
Sure. My website is johnmcmanus.net. I'm on X, John P. McManus. Up at the top, my pinned post is it's Lauren's post where she shared the trailer, and there's a link on there to my Geyser page for Strange Currencies.
Perfect. Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, and enjoy the rest of the festival.
Thank you. I certainly will.
Take care.
Thanks so much.
Hello, I'm Michaela Rapava, and this is company of Pavel Luptak, and it's a Liberation Travel, and we are here on this Bitcoin Film Festival, and our company is all about freedom and liberation of people from oppression of the state, and we are helping with people to obtain residencies in Paraguay, Uruguay and Panama, and it comes with a lot of benefits.
Okay. How do you enjoy Poland? Say it's your first time in Poland?
Yes.
First Bitcoin festival?
Yes, this is my first time here, and I enjoy it very much. It's very interesting workshops and a lot of fun stuff and movies, and it's great time.
Okay. We will find you here. Let's show the people. We will find you here. Tell me about what we can find on your store. I show the people right now.
Yes, this is actually all like marketing merchandise, and it's for free, so people can come and take what they like. These are t-shirts, or we have nice hats or cups and stuff like that.
Okay, so you are welcoming people and to come to Liberation Travel.
Yes. Yes. They can also check the website liberation.travel for more info about this company.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you too.
What's the high note again? 5. Okay, ready? 1, 2, ready, go.
Yes, I got my ticket.
Geraldine?
I'm here.
Are you okay?
We decided that it's best for you to join us virtually.
What?
With Mom and Dad being at the highest risk, everyone thinks this
Well,
is
you
best.
asked me to get tested and I did. I'm good.
Andre said he could put you on the big screen. It'll be like you're in the room with us. I know it's not the same, but this is the best for everyone. I gotta go pick up the kids. I'll send you a link when I get back home. I'm sorry.
Administration declaring monkeypox a public health emergency. This move will free up additional resources.
Gatherings are now limited to your household, but only if everyone over 12 is vaccinated.
If someone in your family isn't vaccinated, should you ask them not to show up?
Yes, I would do that.
For a new coronavirus variant that's
Deadly bird flu outbreak.
for what is known as Disease X.
Fears.
You can stay unvaccinated if you want, but you're not going to be able to travel to
Say they're hesitant to attend gatherings with other unvaccinated family members.
Somebody kick your little ass. Turn that little radio off and take it.
Bro, you're in your car, man. People going crazy.
Attention shoppers. In compliance with CDC guidelines, please keep your mouth and nose covered at all times while maintaining social distancing. Thank you for shopping at Free Market.
Okay, that's $19.84.
shoppers. Jerry, I've had enough.
You don't get that privilege.
I quit. Right here, right now.
Gloria, don't you think you're falling?
Gloria.
Welcome to the great awakening. Come on, breathe it in. It's the moment we've been praying for, like trees, roots woven underground, growing so strong. No storm will ever break us down. Our seeds turn to treasure, creating life forever. We were born for this moment, standing strong together. We're standing anywhere. We remember who we are. Life is infinite, blooming without end. When it's dark, we trust. Love always wins. My friends and neighbors, this is not going to end. This will never end until we end it. How long are we going to live in fear? How long will we live in fear?
They lied to us.
They've lied to every last one of us.
It's not like you weren't warned. And they called me crazy. Cheers.
Cheers. Who's gonna take the mask off?
I'll do it. Shh. No, Mom. It's okay. Yeah, Mom. It's okay. It's okay.
We can do this?
Of course we can do this!
Do it then.
You go first. That's what I'm talking about. Take off your mask. Breathe in the fresh air. Yeah! Take off the mask, people. Come on. Let's take back our lives. That's right. Yes! Come on, take it off. Come on, y'all. Let's stand up. And the new sheriff in town.
Attention shoppers. In compliance with CDC guidelines.
Trying to divide us brought us closer together. People that normally never, just trying to make the world better. doctors, ball players, scientists, actors, rabbis, preachers, deacons, pastors, singers and rappers overcoming all their differences. The freedom to live your life regardless what your religion is. Masked up the children, shut down your businesses. Socially distancing didn't stop any sickness. Start listening to each other. Witness what you discover. We all sisters and brothers. You do not get another life to live, so embrace it, don't waste it. Every single struggle that they try to throw at us, we overcame it. Freedom, we had to take it. Matrix, we had to break it. Not the great reset, no, this is the great awakening. Holding on to your sanity won't divide up the family. Muslim, Jew, Christianity, let's get back to humanity.
United we stand, divided we fall. Evil won't stand a chance. We all know that God's in control. People of the world, joining head in hand. 'Cause all of the tyranny brought us back together again. So united we stand.
It's all inside, shine the light and sing. Let the freedom ring. Now we know we've always been free. Love each other even if we disagree. It's all inside, shine the light and sing. Let the freedom ring.
Ya lo pasado, pasado, no me interesa. Si antes sufrí y lloré, todo quedó en el ayer, ya olvidé. Pido un aplauso come on, breathe it in. Breathe it in. It's the moment we've been praying for, like trees, roots woven underground, growing so strong. No storm will ever break us down. Our seeds turn to treasure, creating life forever. We were born for this moment, standing strong together, standing any weather.
this infinite, blooming without end. When it's God we trust, love always wins. Yeah. We are divine. We are infinite, and in the end, love wins. We are divine. We are infinite, breathing in, love wins. Love
To those who can hear me, I say, do not despair. The misery that is now upon us is but the passing of greed. In this world there's room for everyone, and the good earth is rich and can provide for everyone. But we have lost the way. Machinery that gives abundance has left us in want. The very nature of these inventions cries out for universal brotherhood, for the unity of us all. More than machinery, we need humanity. Liberty will never perish. The hate of men will pass, and the power they took from the people will return to the people. Don't give yourselves to men who despise you, enslave you, tell you what to do, what to think, or what to feel. You have the love of humanity in your hearts. You don't hate, only the unloved hate, the unloved and the unnatural. Don't give yourselves to these unnatural men with machine minds and machine hearts. You, the people, have the power to make this life free and beautiful, to make this life a wonderful adventure. Let us use that power. Let us all unite.
Hi, I'm Mickey Willis. I hope you enjoyed Plandemic the Musical as much as we enjoyed creating it.
And action.
We felt it was time to counter all the depressing and divisive messaging with the healing powers of laughter and music. It is also our way of declaring that this is the moment for us to take back our creative arts, which have been hijacked by traitors and tyrants. Hopefully, you were so involved in the story that you didn't realize that the entire movie has been gamified. In the world of film production, there's a secret game that's played by insiders. Only avid fans are privy to what is known as movie Easter eggs. Planted by cast and crew, items are placed within range of the camera, yet imperceptible to the viewers who are focused on the plot of the story. Plandemic the Musical has taken this tradition to the next level. Hidden throughout the movie are numerous Easter eggs in the form of active QR codes, famous quotes, sacred symbols, sponsor logos, as well as numerous random treasures. To incentivize play, we've upped the stakes by offering valuable prizes to 30 winners who find the most Easter eggs. For official rules, restrictions, and instructions on how to play, go to plandemic.com. That is also the site where you can see all 4 episodes of the Plandemic documentary series. Thanks to our donors, the entire collection is absolutely free of charge. We currently have numerous new movies in production, all of which are in service to elevating truth, faith, family, and freedom. If you'd like to contribute to our work, please consider donating to our tax-deductible production fund. Just click the button on the top of our site and make a secure donation. Another way you can help is to download and share Plandemic the Musical far and wide. Thank you for caring and sharing. We are just getting warmed up. Stay tuned for more.
Rise up from the ashes, rise up from the flames. See through the lies that feed the fires that we create. Come out from the shadows, come out in plain sight. Nothing to lose, it's time to move into the light. Together, united, deny it or fight it, no more hiding anymore. Our story, rewrite it or lose it, we can't keep quiet anymore. 'Cause together we will rise up, together we will rise up, together we will rise. Can't wait any longer, it's our time, yeah, 'cause it's our time. Together we will rise up, together we will rise up, together we will rise. Can't wait any longer, it's our time, yeah, 'cause it's our time.
I'm really excited that in this lifetime we're witnessing this shift where we are basically pulling the rug from below the feet of this class of people that are abusing others.
Ya encontramos nuestra misión.
If you look at the Buddhist wheel of life, it's basically saying these are the root causes of the human condition.
Richard has like the prophecy of the hummingbirds.
The project started at a local organic farmers market that was founded by Kena Aguilar and her mother Estela.
It's all crazy to see how we each have a job in this ecosystem.
The hummingbird people, and that Uvita is the land from which the hummingbird people will emerge and heal the fracture of the world.
This comes out of the Amazon way back thousands and thousands of years ago. Nobody has any idea when this prophecy started.
Mayan ruins have been discovered throughout this entire area.
And it basically says that back in the midst of history, human societies decided to go on two different paths.
The eagle can represent the mind.
It's an energy that discovers, invents, and makes things.
Que usted pueda escuchar de una persona que quiere venir a desarrollar esa y lo que ven es un símbolo de dólares.
It was prophesied that during what is known as the 8th Pachacutia, which would begin in the 1490s, the eagle peoples would become so powerful that they would practically drive the condor people into extinction.
Me han ofrecido mucho dinero. Bueno, tuve 10 tentativas de homicidio.
The condor is the path of the heart.
It's more mellow, softer energy.
Costa Rica is a very interesting magnet of place.
At the current state of consciousness of humans, they are not ready for just giving to each other. We need to heal humans first.
Nosotros empezamos con una lucha social durante el COVID.
Our parents' generation were told if you do this, you do that, then you get the kids, you'll get the house. Turns out that was a bunch of shit. That's a load of lies.
We've had to go through these hundreds of years of ascendancy.
To heal humans, we need to connect them to the sense of fairness and accountability, transparency, and to show them this is real. Accountability, transparency, and fairness is real, and Bitcoin represents, anchors that.
Out of this change is birthed a completely new type of being.
jävla helvete! Hon har dött! Vår älskade Henrietta har dött! Så jävla orättvist!
Så du vill inte gråta, har jag hört.
Nej.
Det värsta i allt det här är din känsla för vad som är passande när ett helt land precis har drabbats av en svår förlust.
Svårt att gissa.
Inte ens hemma visade du några tecken på nedstämdhet. När din mamma gråtande kom ut ur sitt rum i hopp om att få dela sin sorg, så viftade du undan henne och frågade varför hon inte tog en Albyl. Man saknar ord. Vem har inte rörts av hennes starka kvinnoporträtt? Känt hennes ilska över världens orättvisor? Hänförts av henne i Venedigs månsken, den där filmen om en ensam gondoljär.
Tyvärr. Men jag önskar dig lycka till med jobbsökandet framöver. Du hittar ut själv. Vilken stackare. Så utmärkta kvalifikationer. Och så kan han inte gråta.
Hon fick oss att rysa i zombievärldens skräck. Vi satt som på nålar när hon programledde människotetris. Och hur många plånböcker nådde hon inte? När hon charmade tv-tittarna i vår succéreklam för Dolly Choco Dream.
Många.
Vet du att det värmer mitt hjärta när jag ser dina arbetskamraters inlägg på MyFace. De djupa kondolianserna, bilderna. Jockums dikt. Har du ens läst den? Det här företaget skulle inte vara en del av den positiva samhällsutvecklingen om vi inte förväntade oss av våra anställda att visa prov på den progressivitet som är själva pudelns kärna i ett tolerant samhälle. Det har redan börjat spridas oro bland dina arbetskamrater. Många pratar om att sluta. De säger att de inte vill vistas under samma tak som du. Och det är ju bara en tidsfråga innan våra konkurrenter får reda på det här. Och vad tror du kommer att hända då? Vad är det för en reklambyrå, kommer man att säga, som har sådana känslokalla bästar anställda hos sig? Du kommer att tillbringa eftermiddagen i arkivet tillsammans med Jockum. Så snart tårarna är fällda så meddelar han mig och så kommer HR-chefen och jag dit och kontrollerar faktum.
Vad är skillnaden? Jo, giraffen har längre hals.
sånt tycker jag.
Hoho! Martin? Ja, här borta ska vi vara. Wow! Vilken näsduk. A working 9 to 5, what a way to make a living. You would think that I would deserve a fat promotion.
Men det där är mitt ritbord.
Ja.
Nej. Bruno-kampanjen.
Duracell-kaninen. Ta det piano, Martin. Ja, men det här ska nog gå bra. Vi har ju ända till 4:30 på oss. Den firade skådespelerskan Henrietta Lagerqvist är förd till sjukhus efter en våldsam bilolycka. Hennes vän David Masselmoff skriver om olyckan på MyFace. Bilen var totalt krossad, men inte lika krossad som mitt hjärta. Jag såg henne en gång inne i Turegallerian. Hon gick och pratade i sin mobil. Så jag smög närmare för att få höra några ord från hennes mun. Det skulle nästan vara som att jag själv talade med henne. Och då sa hon: köp en flaska Chateau Musard och pilgrimsmusslor. Som en blomma som går i knopp gav du mig allt. Framför allt hopp. När du levde gav du mig glöd. Du gör detta än, Henrietta, även fast du är död. Henry Myffert berättar om sin sorg i den norska talkshowen Ikväll med Sverre Nilsson. Saknaden är enorm. Samtidigt blandas mina sorgetårar med glädjetårar. Glädje över att hon inte bara var min kollega utan också min vän och kamrat. Vet du vad? Du kan skita i byrån. Du kan skita i Henrietta Lagerqvist. Du kan till och med skita i värdegrunden. Men tänk på dig själv, Martin. Om du bryr dig om din egen framtid så får du fan i mig se till att fälla några tårar innan 4:30. Sa jag att det lät som poesi, Martin? Hennes virtuosa inköpslista. Den goda smaken, champagne, räkor. Jag står inne i Turegallerian. Jag smyger fram. Det är räkor, det är champagne, det är pilgrimsmust. Nej, Martin, förlåt, jag fixar det här. Jag fixar det här. Turegallerian. Mina glasögon. Mina glasögon. Jag förstår inte vad du har gjort. Jag kan lika gärna gå och hänga mig. Förut en gång så fanns det en person som tyckte att jag var irriterande av någon anledning. Mina specialslipade bågar gick sönder den gången också. Vet du hur länge jag fick spara innan jag hade råd att köpa nya? Under tiden så irrade jag omkring. Jag kunde till och med hamna i fel stad. Jag försökte låsa upp fel dörrar i fel hus i tron att jag var hemma. Jag var i okända trakter när jag stötte på en hamnarbetare. Snälla, kan inte du ge mig ett smidigt rep? Jag måste hänga mig.
Jo då, har lite fyrstaget tågvirke som borde göra susen. Där borta är en alldeles utmärkt skog. Där hänger sig de flesta.
Efter lite om och men så kom jag fram till vad som verkade vara en förträfflig skog. Väjde för grå och gröna klippor som låg i vägen. Till slut kom jag fram till det perfekta trädet. Jag skulle precis ta språnget när jag hör skallande skratt komma ut.
Hello Nostr, hello Twitter. This is actually live, not pre-recorded anymore. It's what time is it? Around 6:30. We will start Hotel Bitcoin soon. We are commencing the second day of the third Bitcoin Film Festival here in Warsaw in a beautiful cinema, Kinoteka. This is the first day of stream for you, but we are coming back tomorrow. Another 5 hours of interviews, chats, shorts, trailers. But if you want to watch movies, you need to come here in person. But I'm glad that you came. Sorry about zapping. I know that our wallet was kind of not accepting zaps. I tried to change it. But Bitcoin Film Fest at Blink SV, you can also send any donations. I really appreciate it. In the name of Bitcoin Film Fest team, all supporters, all our sponsors, and especially you, audience, in live, in person, and remotely, whoever watched us. Guys, please share, like, zap, show your interest. It really motivates us to do it, what we do. Hope you had fun. Let us know in comments and see you tomorrow.